P-Town, P-Town.
Welcome to the P-Town, 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 P-Town. We get down, get down, get down, get down, get down. Welcome to the P-Town, 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 P-Town. We get down, get down, get down, get down, get down.
P-Town, 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 P-Town.
Hit up off your butt and hit the follow. Like, subscribe, like, subscribe, like, subscribe.
P-Town, 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 P-Town.
Welcome to the P-Town, 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 P-Town. We get down, get down, get down, get down, get down. Welcome to the P-Town, 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 P-Town. We get down, get down, get down, get down, get down. Like, subscribe, like, subscribe, like, subscribe, like, subscribe, like, subscribe, like, subscribe.
P-Town, P-Town.
I'm alive, and it's Nico, and I'm on, and I'm live, and he lets me know. That's right. What's up, Nico? How you doing, bud? Today I'm kind of doing a classic game that I've done before, but I'm rerunning it because I want to keep playing these Zelda games. I want to get better at them, and I love them. I love these old school games. I'm doing Skyward Sword, but before I do Skyward Sword, oh yeah, Dan, you're on it, huh? I was thinking of doing the new rival season, but I want to play with Merc and Mama and Kush for the first time. I know Bob's will want me to play with her for the first time, so I'm waiting to play with her. How's Blade and how's Jean Grey so far? But yeah, I'm going to be playing the new Zelda, but before I get not the new Zelda, like an old Zelda, Skyward Sword, a game I've already beat and played. But I'm going to try to do it at 100% this time. And before I actually started playing, I wanted to read a couple of... I have this game called... It's not even a game, but it's called this Hyrule Historia. It's pretty cool. I haven't really read it. I've kind of just flipped through a couple of the pages. But yeah, I want to get into it and kind of read more about The Legend of Zelda. But he's coming in, in half of it. I'm excited to play with Phoenix. I like Phoenix, so we'll see how that is. So let's get into this. Let's see, I don't think there's any music, so maybe I can add some little lore right here. Let's see here. Whoa! There he is.
Has been a loving citizen of P-Town for 6 months. Rewatch Young Bloods.
What's up, Hardcats?
Shout out to all the pair. Shout out to all the pair.
There's so much going on. I don't know, the whole little overlay gives like an extra. What's up, Hardcats? How you doing, bro? Let's see. I'm gonna get into some Legend of Zelda lore here. So let's see. Is this anything? My boy Hardcats. First of all, let me give a happy birthday shout out to the boy Hardcats. Hardcats has been there's too much rain on this one. Let's see. I'm just trying to find some Zelda songs to go along with what I'm about to do here. Let me see. Or maybe this one. All right. Let's see here. My birthday's in 2 months. That's dope, Nico. That's really cool, bro. Well, when it's your birthday, let us know. We'll play with you. Let's see here. Maybe this one. Okay, there it goes. I don't want it to overpower everything. How's that sound? Is that okay? It's not too overpowered? All right. So I know a lot of people are working, can't really tune in, or they have their own stuff going on. It's Friday morning for me, 9 a.m., you know? So this is more so for the VOD gang, if VOD gang even cares about this kind of stuff. Exactly. It's exactly what I'm doing, Hardcats. I wanted to do this last stream, but then it didn't kind of fit in because I had the whole Hogwarts thing going on. And so I have this. I downloaded this on the Wii U. You know, I have the modded Wii U. So I have this on the Wii U, and it's literally a book, the history of Hyrule. So when I first started playing the Zelda games, I went from Ocarina of Time to Majora's Mask to back to Skyward Sword to Twilight Prince. I was kind of flip-flopping around. Now the very first game in the Hyrule lineage thus far is Skyward Sword. We have Sprinkle Spectre. What's up, Sprinkle Spectre? Hope you're doing good. I know work is a drag for you, but maybe I can bring just a little bit of light. Not the kind that hurts you when you have a migraine, but the kind that guides you when you're in the dark. Appreciate you stopping by and checking it out. Checking me out. Link, don't you dare. Look at me, I haven't even changed. I completely forgot I'm still in my getup. I have my shirt and tie on. I was so excited to play. You know what? Why not? I'll just keep it like this. Keep it gangster. Looking sharp. But yeah. Hi, Kia. Kia, thank you so much for the birthday shout out on the Instagram. I appreciate it. I don't know if I saw it late, but I did see it, and it means a lot to me that there's someone just out there in Japan wishing me a happy birthday. It really made my heart heavy and with joy. Like, it was just like, damn, that's crazy. So thank you so much. But yeah, as I was saying, I kind of just jumbling around the timeline because I wasn't really focused on, say, the timeline more than I was focused on just playing the games. So now that I finished most of the games, I want to do reruns. You know, everyone loves a good rerun. You see the game, you see a show, and so my reruns are going to be during the week. I don't have a set schedule yet. I would love to have a set schedule. Tomorrow we're going to have Hogwarts, of course, in the morning. For Saturday morning tunes. Monday still Rumble House 6 p.m. So from Tuesdays to Fridays, I'm gonna be sprinkling in some of the reruns that I've done as far as Zelda and random streams. I don't have a set schedule, so my sister's in town. I'm gonna be hanging out with her, so it's gonna be all over the place, but that's okay. I'm not Fox, you know what I mean? I'm more like Samsung TV, where you turn it on and like you're waiting to go to Netflix, but there's something on that you haven't seen in a while. You're like, oh yeah, I remember this show or movie, and then like you watch it for like 10 minutes before going on to what you really want to go on to. That'll be me. I'll be Samsung TV for the next couple weeks. But yeah, let's get into it. I hope that my voice isn't drowned out by the music. I hope the music can be heard but not overpowering. So let me know, because I can never gauge with the thing. Kush Shinobi, the homie, in the hizzy for shizzy my nizzy. What's up, Kush? Just in time, brother. I'm about to get into the Zelda lore. This is gonna help you. My brother Kush is also streaming every Tuesday, Thursdays, as much as he can until the end of the month, because he is going off to boot camp. So let's wish our brother good luck. He is currently at the end of Breath of the Wild, and we might even learn something here, Kush, because this is the history of Hyrule. Now, I was just saying how I've been playing all the games kind of jumbled up, but now I'm gonna do reruns during the week. And I'm gonna start with Skyward Sword, because that technically is the first in line with the Skyward lineage, according to this and according to many sources. I haven't read this yet, so I kind of just wanted to read a couple, pages of it. Let's see some of these. Look at that. We'll just zoom in, see a couple of story of Hyrule. Look at, there goes the Earth, Wind, and Fire. The Triforce of courage, wisdom, and power. Oh yeah. All right, let's get into it. Oh, look, I can move it around. That's cool. All right. Page. It's a real page turner, isn't it? I don't know either, Kush. I'm gonna learn with you guys. So who's that? That must be the queen, Hylia, right? We can either probably say that's Queen Hylia, or that can be Zelda, which is Queen Hylia reincarnate. We learned that in Skyward Sword. Looks like some of those, that looks like a Goron on the bottom right, like right next to her. Maybe some of the sages that work with her. Ooh, look at that sword. That's the OG right there. Look at it. Oh, God damn. That's a sexy sword right there. Is that your sword? Or are you just happy to see me? Ridge, look at that. Ooh, alright. Let's get it. More cushion for the page pushing. Look at that. The 25th anniversary. This came out on the 25th anniversary of Zelda. A couple of words from the creator here. I don't know if we have to. Oh, look at that guy. He's so happy. Yeah. Let's see here. I started working on the first Legend of Zelda project with a small staff in a corner of Nintendo's development office in Kyoto. It was the mid-80s, and the Famicom. Editor's note: Famicom is a Japanese name for the Nintendo Entertainment System, or the NES. And the Famicom, Nintendo Entertainment System console had been out for about 2 years. At that time, I was working on a Super Mario Bros. Compilation for the Famicom, but the disc system, editor's note, the disc system was a peripheral for the Famicom that was not released in the United States, was about to come out, and we needed to develop a launch title for it. Nice. I thought that we should take advantage of the disc system's abilities to rewrite data by making a game that allowed 2 players to create dungeons and then explore each other's creations. What? That sounds like a dope game. Man, but it's kind of like Minecraft. Look what I made. Come over here. We designed that game, and the overall response was that playing through the dungeons was the best part. So the whole creating part people didn't like, probably because it was very limited, but the dungeon part was cool to see what others. Yeah. We made a 1-player game with dungeons under mountains that surrounded Death Mountain. So Death Mountain was the first thing that they made, huh? But we couldn't shake that I want to play above ground too feeling. So we added forest and lakes, and eventually Hyrule Field. Damn. Look at that thrust. That's crazy. Of course, the title of the game wasn't decided right at the beginning. I knew I wanted it to be The Legend of Something, but I had a hard time figuring out what that something was going to be. That's when the PR planner said, why don't you make a storybook for this game? You see, this is why it's important to have a team, yo. It's like my team, Kush, Hardcats, Darth Tats, Crafty. Like everyone just throws ideas out like, dude, you should check this out, and then you can elaborate on that. My stream, all this stuff, it's not just me bringing it to you guys, it's a team effort. It's ideas that have been given, that I've shared, that I've come to grow. The whole P-Town, you know, all that stuff, that's Hardcats and Crafty just helping me out with stuff like, thrusting emote when? Oh, I need a thrusting emote? Thrusting emote coming soon. Oh, you guys can barely even see yourselves, huh? That chat is kind of... Let me see if I can fix that. Hold on. Put a little template in the background. Right here. Okay. Well, bam. It should be. The boner boing sound that has context people across a multiverse of Twitch stream lore. Exactly. Exactly. P-twang. You know? It's a lot of us just kind of coming, just riffing off each other and being like, that would be cool for this. That would be cool for this. All right. So the whole thing was storybook. That's how I got over that. Being able to recite Hyrule Historic P-Town is like a dream come true. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love you now, Kia. let me see here. Let me make this a little bigger. Make that 20. And let's make this. Maybe this is 20. Let's make this 18. Let's see here. All right. Let's tangent it a little bit. We like the 96 Chicago Bulls, exactly. We're just trying to elevate each other. He suggested an illustrated story where Link rescues a princess who is a timeless beauty with classic appeal, and mentioned, there's a famous American author whose wife's name is Zelda. How about giving that name to the eternal beauty? I couldn't really get behind the book idea, but I really liked the name Zelda. I asked him if I could use it, and he said that would be fine. And that's where the title, The Legend of Zelda, was born. Wow, some author's wife, huh? We named the protagonist Link because he connects people together. He was supposed to spread the scattered energy of the world through the ages. The old female storyteller who feeds information to Zelda is named Impa. Her name comes from the word impart. To impart information. See? And that's crazy because these are Japanese people. So you know that they're using Japanese words. They're not using impart, the English word. Impa, Link, and Zelda. There it is. Is that how small it really looks? Is that too small on your guys' screen? I feel like it's really small. Let me see how it looks. It looks really small, doesn't it? Alright, let's see. How about if I move that chat? I don't like that chat being that small. Let me see. Let me just make it a little bigger. What's this? Oh, that's the line height. Okay. So let's make this 30. Whoa, that's good. And make this 25. Maybe not 30. Maybe 26. Just a little bigger. Let's make the lines a little bigger too. Okay, right there. And then we'll save that. How's that look? Okay, mind blown. This is dope. Okay. Impa, Link, and Zelda were the guardians of the Triforce. Today, when you think of characters who are connected to the Triforce, you think of Link, Zelda, and Ganon. But that started in Ocarina of Time. Fire. Impa, Link, and Zelda were the original guardians. Originally, Ganon was only a villain in relentless pursuit of the Triforce. I remember that from the original cartoons. He was just like some pig guy who was just like, man, I want to get power. And it was only I think 2 pieces of the Triforce, but they called it a Triforce because it was a triangle. There was only 2 pieces of the Triforce, if I'm not mistaken. So 25 years have passed, and we have made a lot of Zelda titles. In the beginning, Link was just a bunch of pixelated dots, and now he is a hero who appears fearless, capable of realistic and free movement. Ganon has turned into a powerful arch-villain, and Zelda, an incredibly beautiful woman. With better hardware come richer and more elaborate production values. However, I fear that the gameplay might come to rely on and ride solely upon the benefits of improved technology. I learned this when we made Breath of the Wild, and I wasn't very happy with it, but we put it out anyway to amuse the masses. The most important aspects, okay, that wasn't in there, but come on. It's the Tat Man himself, Darth Tatters. With better, however, I fear that the most important aspects of a game are the game system, the action, the sensory experience, the creativity, the production values, and the performances. With each generation, the production values evolve, but in certain respects, my involvement has been that of a guardian to ensure that gameplay doesn't suffer. That's right, Shigeru Miyamoto. And in respect to gameplay elements, I feel that Skyward Sword, the most recent game, so this came out after Skyward Sword. Breath of the Wild hadn't even come out yet. Echoes of Wisdom, the remake of Link to the Past, Tears of the TikTok, you know. I feel that Skyward Sword, the most recent game, which came out at the turning point of the 25th anniversary, is very well balanced. Over these 25 years, we have come up with new items, changed the way many items are used, made Link's controls more comfortable for solving puzzles, and adapted to and improved new controllers. We have even designed the controllers themselves with the Zelda games in mind. And oh wow, most of these... See? Mario who, homie? Link has something to say about Nintendo. We designed these controllers with Zelda in mind. That's why I feel the Wii Motion Plus and the nunchucks are ideal for Skyward Sword. Woo! What's up, Hardcats? Accurate. I came in almost an hour late to every day of grade 12. You were the cool guy. You were the cool guy, Hardcats. You came in and you made everything stop so that everyone can look. And you just walked in with your... This is how I pictured you. I don't know. To me, you kind of... I picture you as a folder guy. Where you guys... You know, there's the folder people and then there was the backpack people. I kind of picture you as a folder guy. Probably came in looking sleepy. If you had long hair, I'm going to just picture you how you are now. You probably didn't have long hair. Let's say you did, though. Kind of just draping down. Kind of not chest up high, like, haha, I'm late. But more just like, yeah, another day. Sat down, threw your folder on the thing and just slouched and was just like, I'm ready. That's my impression of Hardcats. Alright, yeah, bro, wow. Everything was made for this. Okay, whoa. The year 2011 was also the 30th anniversary of Donkey Kong, where my life in video game design all started. I've been involved in countless titles these past 30 years, but The Legend of Zelda is the only game series where a player can input his or her own name. Well, that's maybe a Nintendo. I'm pretty sure I've been... I don't know, is that true? No, like the Elden Ring series and all that stuff kind of incorporated that afterward. It was definitely a revolutionary title. I said the name Link came from his role as a connector. But the Link is you, the player. You know why that makes so much sense? Because look at who's connected right now. Think of Link. I am the Link to the chat. I have Hardcats here. I have Darth Tats. I have Sprinkle Spectre, the Brass Monkey, the Funky Monkey, the Chunky Monkey, the Lunky Monkey. You know, got the Kush, got the Tats, got the Kia. This is so dope. I love like this little lore, you know. The series has been so successful because the player must solve puzzles and defeat tough enemies in order to ultimately save the world. I am so thankful this has allowed us to link with players all around the globe. Even though Ganon is defeated time and time again, he is evil incarnate and will come back time and time again with a vengeance. Each time when the world is blanketed in evil, a young boy and girl will be born. Link's adventures will go on for as long as you continue to love his world. With new hardware will come new games in this series, and I empathetically ask you to please give them a shot. Unless, of course, they're made solely like Minecraft. I will give it a shot. I'll give Breath of the Wild and Tears of TikTok a shot. That's dope. Is that his signature? Thank you, Shigeru Miyamoto. That's fire. Damn. And I was gonna skip this part, but I actually really liked that little background. P10 was our Link. Oh man. Pixofay! You see here in her chat and she'll fix your day. How you doing, Pixofay? Hope you're doing good. I hope everyone's migraines are subsiding. I hope you guys can forget about that piece of crap part that of life that we have, which is called pain and suffering, and really enjoy the joys that come of it. Now let the legend begin. The world of Skyward Sword. Look at that art, bro. Link. Oh, I want to zoom in. There it goes. Link. It's time to awaken. Your incredible destiny approaches. It's time to wake up. Link. Link. So this is the Skyward Sword. And this is perfect because I'm about to get into Skyward Sword. So I felt like this was just a perfect little introduction before I actually start playing, you know? And you know what's cool too? I actually, side note, I'm not going to play too long today. I kind of just wanted to get on and say hi and do this. I'm going to go see Superman, the new Superman movie at 1:30 today with my sister who is visiting from Alabama. So that's cool. Just a little side note. Anyway, introduction. We're a person to pick a phrase to describe. I feel like I should put like one of those. Nah, I'll just use my voice. Doing too much. But I was going to do the whole like freaking Optimus Prime voice. We're a person to pick a phrase to describe Skyward Sword. The most appropriate would be brimming with all things Zelda. It includes the creative, immersive world, diverse characters, elaborate puzzles, and strong connection to the series that has brought you so much pleasure. Ooh. Here we present artwork from the initial design stages to completed works, as well as comments from the development staff, and introduce items and elements connected with, and intrinsic to, The Legend of Zelda. Dang, that looks so dope. Drank my gin. I tooted. There you go. Let's go. Let's drink. We gotta do the shot thing. If we play Mario Party with hard cats, we gotta do the if you roll one, you take a shot. Alright. Next page. Oh, look at that. Those who hold the fate of the world in their hands. Wow, look at the concept art. Oh, look at, there's Wind Waker right here. Oh. If you get hooked in the video, yeah, exactly. You get hooked, you take a shot. If you go in slow motion, though, those who hold the fate of the world in their hands. It was a time when people lived in the heavens, and a time far before the name Hyrule was even a thought. Let's see here. The followers of the goddess and those of evil gathered their numbers and battled it out. Wow. Sounds like some Avengers-ish. The Link presented here is a mere 17 and a half years old. He was designed as such, halfway grown up, not fully matured, in order to strike a thematic balance between this and Twilight Princess. His armament and attire remain mostly unchanged, with perhaps only the absence of arm guards. The expressions on his face are portrayed as slightly more comical and lighthearted than before, so that regardless of what expression he makes, the expressions themselves seem relatable. Additionally, there is a lot of interpersonal interaction in this installment, so the expressions became much richer. Kobayashi. The hero of the skies raises his sword to the heavens. Look at that. Link, a young boy who attends the Knight Academy at Skyloft. His search for Zelda will not only allow him to mature as a young man, but indeed will introduce him to his destiny. New Superman is gonna suck. I mostly like. The only reason I'm seeing it is because my brother-in-law wants to see it. My sister's husband is like dying to see. He just likes those type of movies and he wants to see it. And if you're dunk, take a dunk. Let's do it. I'm ready. It's been 84 years. All right. I'll let you guys chill out. Look at that. Look at these concept arts. This is for you.
I'm about to bust.
This right here, he looks like an avatar, a muscular Link, slighter, younger proportions. Wow, everything they draw, huh? So dope. Look at the Skylofts. Upper portion is not feathers, but fur. Ah, I didn't know that. The purple and yellow bring to mind the Master Sword and the Triforce. It didn't make me think of that at all, honestly, but that's cool that they thought that would, like, purple doesn't make me think of the Master Sword much so more than blue does. Blue makes me think of the Master Sword. If that was blue and yellow, definitely probably would have been like, oh, the silhouette and color are similar to the crest on the Hylian shield. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I see that. For steering, not flapping. This is where Link places his feet. Long tail. When not flying, the tail curls up just like a dog. Oh yeah. What were you saying yesterday, Kush? Was that official Link art for real? Why am I pooping on my break like a loser? I should be pooping on company time. Facts. Provisional model. How he rides. Test. Ooh, how he rides. Let's test how he rides. Differentiating Link's bird from the others. The hairstyle can be changed. Subdued colors. Fur is a little shorter. Same white, purple, and yellow color scheme is not to be used. Short tail handling is reduced. These wings are a little shorter. These ones suck compared to Link's strong Skyloft. Look at that. Damn, that looks so cool. Loft wing. Oh, they're called loft wings, not skyloft. So that's fur and not feathers. Crazy. Our hero, who rescues the land that will later become Hyrule, rides a red bird. This is why the mark of a bird appears on his shield. However, since the design had already appeared, was this some herald of a fate to come? Loft wings are modeled after birds called shoebills, and the idea for their curled tails came from the designer's pet, Shiba. Is our hero always oversleeping? The opening scenes of Zelda games often show Link sleeping. Is this a way of conveying the notion of a normal person waking up to the unknown and embarking on a hero's journey? That's what I've said always since Ocarina of Time, except in Majora's Mask where he's depressed. I want to play Majora's Mask now that I have a little bit more of an audience. Can't wait to get back into that so that the themes of depression, anxiety, and fear just kind of we can just all relate to. Never poop on your own dime, right? Straight noob moves. I know, you gotta charge for those turds. There's 10 cents right there. These turds are heavy in gold. Level 1, the appearance of the bird head is slightly changed. Level 2, please make the frame silver. Level 3, the pattern is approved. In order to make sure the face resembles the goddesses and give the sense that she is wearing a shawl, the hair has been changed. Back belt color. Please create the red warrior with the polygons. So that's just a little history of the artwork right there. That pretty cool, right? Ooh, damn. Zelda from Skyrim. Much like Link, she is living a normal existence at the Night Academy when she awakes to the destiny set in motion for her by the goddess. Joined by Impa on the surface world, they do what they must to ensure the safety of the land. Wow, look at that. Look at the profile view. I don't know. I'm kind of liking that purple ponytail, if you know what I mean. Yeah, no. Oh yeah. Oh, you guys are hilarious with that. Don't let me steal your guys' things. I've used poop nixels. They call them pixels. Look at that, the red, the blue. Imagine they just go full anime with her and they just make her all busty like Robin or Nami now. Goddess Zelda. I dig the concept art more than the official. The concept art's always gonna be better, right? Princess Zelda and the Goddess's Harp. The harp in Skyward Sword looks a lot like Sheik's harp in Ocarina of Time. Could it be the same one? Hit me over the head with that one. That's true that Sheik was playing the harp. Wow, bro. Chokes on spit. Chokes on. Braids combed back. When all this is over, will you come to wake me up? Hairbands with bangs. Traditional Zelda. I like the bangs ponytail look. 2 colors. Wind Waker bangs. Princess hair. Goddess Zelda. Ooh, look at that. That middle one, she looking kind of thick, huh? Goddess Zelda is rough. Oh yeah. Alright, let me stop. You guys, see, this is your guys' fault. You guys put me on this tangent and then I just find it hilarious and keep it going. I'm sure everyone has a harp in this universe. I need a thick Zelda. This time around, she isn't a princess, so the first thing we did was remove any sort of regal ornamentation from her head. Afterward, her look was much too simple. We wanted her to look like a typical village girl, but we also wanted to establish her as a heroine at the same time. So this is what we decided upon. Her outfit is a pretty sky blue, and compared to previous iterations, we went with a dress that was more red than purple. We had a director who requested Goddess Zelda be dressed simply and in white. Wow. Nice, huh? No, not wrong, not wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong. Fee. Do I have the booze? No, I don't have the boo. Boo! I don't know. Hold on. Fee with the fishnets? I didn't see this. Okay. Got a little different perspective on Fee there, huh, Kush? The fishnets? Whoo! Oh, she has her legs wrapped around my boy's shoulders. The That's what I'm saying. Over 9! His power level's over 9,000! Fee. Obeying the goddess without question. Fee takes Link as her master. She is the spirit that lives in his sword. While her voice seems robotic and lacks any intonation, her emotions are expressed through her actions and key scenes with Link. Fee is always at her master's side. Vegeta! Exactly. Wow, look at that. When she spins, looking down from above. Vegeta over Goku? Hold on now. Sword Spirit, the spirit who lives in the Master Sword. The light blue is the color of the Master Sword's blade. The purple area is the color of the Master Sword's grip. The triple fold follows the motif of the Master Sword's guard. So she is kind of like the Master Sword incarnates. The jewel is the same shape as I don't know. Those fishnets are kind of they're giving, you know, they're providing some good points. The jewel is the same shape as the Master Sword. Its jewel is made from the metal, but the spirit is a blue gem. The purple area, which acts as a miniskirt, shares the motif of the Master Sword's upper grip. Wow, that's a really miniskirt. Her leggings match the motif of the grass rope used on the sword's grip. The trim of the cape is like this. Let's discuss the number of folds and waves. Like pleats, like curtains. She is barefoot but has no toes. Connected to the arm, which is why it bends. The color can change. And she was, oh no, like the Fairy Queen in Wind Waker is true. I didn't even make that connection. I just played Wind Waker. Honestly, Fee didn't leave an impression on me like that. Looks 13 or 14 years old, metallic texture, a naive cuteness when she spins around the cape, opens up and she looks like a figure skater. Wow. The fairy queen, that's right. That's right. Creases in the cape are designed to mirror the Master Sword's hilt. In the game, the head will not be a me, right? Let me add it. Just let me add it. I don't want to have to stare at someone while I huff the hog. Arranged like this. P-Town's trying to educate us while we are over here being heathens. Well, I'm trying to do both. Gluck gluck with the slow eye contact. Hard pass on the finger. Her face, I love it. I love that you guys have your own thing going on while I'm over here trying to be. It's hilarious. Because imagine. Oh no. Let's put all this aside. Pretend I'm not even saying this. Maybe pretend there's an edit. Imagine me just reading this very innocently, right? And it's on YouTube and people are like, oh cool, this is cool, I've never seen that. And the whole chat the entire time is just gluck gluck 9000. Hilarious content. Her face is about as cute as Henna, the fishing girls. Well, who the hell is Henna? Ooh, damn, look at that. You're not sold on that feet right there, Kush? Kind of looks like a Zora. Look at that one. What is that? A baseball hat? Boo. Her body sparkles so much that it casts light on her surroundings, giving Pixel and Sprinkle Spectre migraines. She grips and swings the mantle about during her attacks. The bottom of the cape, which is wound around the breast of the wearer, bears a sword motif. Crystal wielding attack. Wow, look at that. Still no. Holy hell! T. Meyer, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. We're getting into some Hyrule history here, so please have a seat and welcome in. Welcome in. I am P-Town. I love playing Zelda games. I'll be playing the Zelda games back because I've played them before during the week, and we're getting into Skyward Sword. And I figured before we get into Skyward Sword, why not a little bit history of it all? Since the spirit of the goddess sword would eventually become the Master Sword, wow. There were many designs components taken from the Master Sword and implemented as motifs here. Additionally, at the beginning, we had imagined this a la 1980s anime, in which the main character was usually accompanied by a beautiful personal assistant. There were so many designs, from the robot to the lady cat burglar, but once we saw the Wind Waker inspired design, we came to a unanimous decision. No! The Wind Waker designs were the worst for girls. That's where they went wrong, Kush. That's where they went wrong. You know what I mean? They took the Wind Waker design and made her, which obviously, look at, there she is right there, the Wind Waker. That's why you're not sold on Fee. She reminds you of a 12, 13-year-old pubescent teen, and you're just like, you know? Attacks using earrings and ribbons at wrist. Motif incorporating both the sword scabbard and other elements of the sword. Iron Man design. Clean, shiny, reserved. Ninja design. That ninja design looks pretty cool, but it's kind of over the top, no? Wow, that one looks cool. The shoulder blade are actual blades. Yeah, right there. Look at the Fairy and Wind Waker right here. Disney presents. Yeah, that's definitely Wind Waker was definitely Disney presents. That's awesome though. You don't. You be lazy and crazy with the rest of us. How am I supposed to get anything done when all the cool peeps are here? You do this. I'll get to it right now. Give me 5 minutes. 3 hours later. Alright guys, that wraps it up. You know? Jiraham. Oh, the Chad. This guy, I remember him. He talked like this. I have a corrected, revised design with darker shading. Harley Quinn. I'm a Harlequin. I'm a snake. I'm sickly. Ideas for gerards. Oh, yeah, one of these faces would have been 10 times better than that Chad-looking smooth face. Jirahem, a demonic being that relentlessly pursues Zelda for one reason, to use her spirit to resurrect his master, the Demon King Demise. No, Homer. I mean, technically I should be entering orders. Well, if you're taking orders, I'll have a double with cheese, some onions, no pickles, absolutely no pickles, lettuce, tomato, secret sauce. If you can add grilled onions on there with the raw onions, that's good, perfect. Some peppercini, the little yellow peppers, some fries covered in secret sauce, melted cheese. Let me get a strawberry shake, small so that I don't overindulge. And it's just a great tester with the little whipped cream on top with the clear dome so that the whipped cream, you can put as much whipped cream on there without it spilling out. And then I can pop it open and then pop it back up, you know. Let me get a side of zucchini fries, but they have to be fried and not the big long zucchini fries, the chopped up ones that are kind of small. A side of ranch for dipping and a diet cherry Coke. Bam. You forgot the no, I said no pickles. Absolutely no pickles. No pickles at all. 9. Tonight will be the tonight that I will fall. I thought you were painting like on a canvas. No pickle. I got a shower, then I get to paint walls. Millennial gray. I wish this painting is more of a chore. Unless you're just, even if you're painting the whole wall gray, just be like, there are no mistakes, just happy little accidents or whatever. Look at that. This is my rough illustration. I prefer to be indulged with my full title, Lord Jeroham. My ear doesn't protrude. The color and shade of hair and skin are different than you heathens. Diamond tattoos under my hair. It's not actually like a tattoo, but it looks like one. My glove. This is my backside. When my transformation into the sword begins, I turn black, starting with the extremities. Oh. Wow, look at this design. Mock samurai, second half, lots of weapons. Gonna go for a walk and grab liquor with y'all in my ears. Nice. Paint it cocoa gray. Facts, cocoa gray. All in favor of cocoa gray, say I. Spelled A-Y. Just spelled I. Stupid. I. Get me a beer. Let me get 3 tall cans of either Blue Moon or a Blue Moon. I'll take a Blue Moon. Bronze-like texture or any IPA they have. I want to use settings. Wow. Jiraham. Alright. Jiraham's design. Angry. Suffers from lack of sleep due to perpetual worship of demise. The bags under his eyes never go away. He always dresses up. He loves jewelry. The color changes depending on his mood, making it easy to see if he's angry using hypnosis, etc. He summons his weapons from another dimension using black magic. His appearance is reminiscent of a magician. Still no pickle. Nope. Please. Yeah, Darth. You gotta, if you're gonna make a liquor store run, you gotta get something for all of us, bro. Some hot Cheetos, the regular kind, not the extra hot, not the lemon hot Cheetos, not the cheddar jalapeno, just regular hot Cheetos. If they have the hot fries, I'll take those too, depending. Let me get an Arizona. Let me get the Arnold Palmer half and half one. I like that one. If they don't have that, the mango is always good. Let me get a Bang for later. Let me get some sour belts, strawberry flavored, not the pink lemonade, the strawberry sour belts, please. No Twizzlers, absolutely no Twizzlers. Disgusting. Red vines over Twizzlers all day. Let me get a pack of gum, Winter Fresh or Spearmint. I can do both. And yeah, I think we're good. Oh, Pina Colada Bang, I haven't tasted that yet. I'm gonna taste that. I'm gonna have that next time. Upon the completion of design 4. Okay. Alright, enough with you, Jiraham. We get it. You're fabulous. We get it. Impa. Oh, okay. Let's see Impa. Yeah, I didn't like that design of Demise, but because it looks just like a little chubby thumb with legs. One of the problems was just there when I told the boy it was on, and he jumped in the shower so quick. Well, yeah. Who the hell doesn't want to jump in the shower really quick when they get told by their significant other, get in the shower? Whether in the past or the present, she appears to do one thing only: protect Zelda. She is the ultimate Zelda protector for sure. Sometimes this requires fighting, and sometimes merely watching and waiting. Young Impa. For Young Impa, we referenced Impa and Sheik from Ocarina of Time. We also gave her an androgynous look, like a male role in an opera. The aging Impa's costume also follows the passage of time, and her entire body is dressed to reflect that. Her pendulum braid measures time, ticking away the seconds, and the entire triangular robe she wears becomes a sundial, with her age being measured by the braids in her hair. Wow, look at that forehead though, god damn! She better not join the military, she'll have to salute like this. Yes, sir! Damn, boy! But what does it mean, Basil? The mark of the Yiga clan. Impa passed final version. As she ages, you can see more clearly that she is a woman. Bro, you can see she's a woman there. Overweight. Underweight. I don't know, that overweight one looks kind of thick if you ask me. Aged Impa. Wow. One braid for every year. Shaky. Shadow becomes a sundial. I didn't even notice that was a sundial. She has been waiting for Zelda for a long time. It's possible that she's lived without eating or drinking. Damn. Please, so thirsty. like the sages in Breath of the Wild. They're like been waiting for Link so long to tell him something, and by the time he's there, they can't even tell him. And Link's just like, I don't know, dude. I'll take the orb. I'm sorry that your entire existence has been waiting for me. Holy hell!
Darth Tata 95 has been a loving citizen of P-Town for 6 months.
Thank you so much, Darth. Love you, brother. Thank you so much. I'm in need of a shower at Tunes. Wow, I don't know. That was crazy. Have fun, Pixel, in your shower. The root of all evil, wielding. I didn't like this design. They could have made this ugly little thing, make it just a slug, you know? That would have been more like creepy and gross than the stupid little legs they gave it. Little stubby legs. Damn, what is that though? We gave him a third leg, but it wasn't right for viewership. Look at them eyes. That boy said stubby, eh? God damn. Okay, Jesus. Look at that. If you want to just make sure you have that image when you think about that. The protrusions from its hands and feet look like internal organs. No, they don't. They look like long fingertips. They are limp and do not appear to have bones like regular fingers. When damaged, they explode.
I'm about to bust.
Then regenerate from the limb as a single unit. There are 3 layers, and each of them expands and contracts. They pulsate. Wait, what the hell? Hold on. They pulsate like blood vessels. Thick, pulsating, exploding fingers. By striking the top of the ceiling spike with a sword, the player can hammer it back into the body. With each strike, one pattern is pushed in. The ceiling spike appears to be marble. Come on, they know what they were doing. Look at that design, yo. Look at that. Get over here. Let me see. Look at that. Come on, they know what they're doing. What is that? What is that, yo? Come on. What is that? Come on. Like, come on. Oh my god. Please get it away. It smells. The scales have a pattern of 3 circles. It is possible to animate the red pointed tips. Red pointed tips, yo? Come on. Oh, that's what's happening. They move. Individually using scale animation when they take damage or broken off. Look at that, fool, looks dope. What is that? What is that guy? That's not part of his wardrobe. They don't call me Demise for nothing. I'm about to wreak havoc in them hips. Get over here. Oh, you think this is my sword? With the only instructions that it should be enormous and that its vulnerability is on its head, we were allowed to design the imprisoned as we pleased. Its design looks more like a kaiju than a monster, trying to show the impressive presence and the overwhelming power of Demise. We drew him again and again until we got it right, to give him some resemblance to Ganondorf. We didn't just make his hair red, but set it on fire. His sword looks like a black master sword. Yeah, nah, Demise looks dope. Demise looks dope. That looks stupid. But Demise looks sick. I don't know. Ganondorf. Humans in the heavens and the tribes below. In the sky where Link and the humans live, the surface world is only a legend. Similarly, amongst tribes like the Goron and the Kikwi on the surface, there are legends of a great landmass that floats in the sky. So the legends in the sky were about the ground people. The legends on the ground were about the sky people. That's true. This time around, the game maps were kept relatively simple. That's true. I noticed that in this game. The game maps were simple. We challenged ourselves to allow the player quick and easy access between each area. The planners also wanted to let the player jump from a high place and skydive into each area. There was a time when we considered placing a lake near the center of the land too. They should have. They really should have. Should have just done stuff. Desert, forest, volcano, lake. Because this map was I was kind of underwhelmed by the map. This is where This is where I'll give it to Kush about the exploration of the map. The Farron Woods was very go here, go here, go here, go here. I want a little more than that. I just don't want all of it like Breath of the Wild. I want the, you know, the medium size. The yak glide. Endor. What's up, Endor? Just getting into some Skyward Sword lore before I get into Skyward Sword boards. Wow, look at that. Cool illustrations. I want it all. I know you do. I want to explore everything, every inch. In the Legend of Zelda series, there are many titles where Link travels between two different worlds. There are worlds of light and dark, light and twilight, past and future, and of course, sky and surface. Link is oftentimes responsible for connecting two very different worlds. It's a fact. Skyloft and the islands in the sky. All human beings live on floating islands in the sky. The islands are so high in the air that the only birds that can reach them are loftwings. Their isolation allows the humans to worship their goddess and live in peace. I know, look at that. Damn. I'm so ready to get back into this game. Having Skyloft floating in the air was such a fantastical idea that we didn't try to design the city realistically. The shading and ornamentation on the buildings were designed and created based on the keywords sky, wind, and peace. Also, given the incredible altitude of the sky world, loftwings are the only birds that exist here. That's why it's so surprising to the humans to see smaller birds on the surface. Look at that. That was really a nice... See, this was cool. It could have been a little bigger, but it was just cool enough to be able to just explore. I want it. How? The skyward sword, more lord. Oh, we must move forward, not backwards. Upwards, not forwards. Skywards, not upwards. We're going back to that. Upwards, not skywards, not upwards. 2.0. Smaller islands are connected to Skyloft by narrow bridges, and the difference in elevation between the islands can be rather extreme, so there were a lot of drafts in Skyloft's design. In the design on the far left, you can see a structure similar to a castle. Yeah. Sketches of the town. It looks like a little Brazil or Colombia, you know? They're like, because they're in the sky and they don't know anything, they're just, you know, Hispanic people. They're white people with like Spanish in them. They just don't know it. Thing is, big enough to explore and feel fulfilled. Sorry, wrong chat. Oh, look at this guy. Here he is. Knight Academy, Geopora. When we were thinking about making a tutorial for the game, which later became the wing ceremony section, we wanted to create 3 rivals for Link. They eventually become the gang of 3 bullies, and that then expanded into the idea of a school. Geopora is the wisest and most knowledgeable person in Skyloft, so naturally we made him the headmaster of the academy. Geopora. Yeah, I'm glad that they made him look like the owl from Ocarina of Time. Look at that head. Goddamn! It's a huge... This is so cool. Chat is thirsty. It's been a while, hasn't it, chat? It's been a while. I know. It happens. Dormitory house mother. Apron strings tied behind her neck. She prefers to go barefoot, but her ankles get cold, so she's always bending over to grab her ankles. Hey, straight up, that dormitory house mother got some junk in that trunk. She keeps them wrapped with her hands. Booty, rocking everywhere. Booty. Little old lady who is kind to the dormitory students, sister of a student's grandmother. She thinks the students are cute, so she makes it a point to swing by the dormitory on her daily walk to check in on them. Clean and meticulously folded upon apron, mismatched clothing, chef's red scarf. Only the pants are dirty. Dormitory house mother. In the beginning, it was decided that all residents of Skyloft would be modeled after birds. That's where the idea to give Henya a rooster's body came from. Groose's pointy hairstyle was inspired by a rooster's comb. Owlin's and Howell's designs were based on the Rito tribe from the Wind Waker. That's true, they do look like the Rito. Check that out. They're all birds. They come from birds. So maybe the Rito... See, this is where the Wind Waker kind of took a misstep because they said that the Zora evolved into Rito when the Rito could have been their own person already, because we were Sky people first that could have just evolved back into Rito, and the Zoras didn't need to evolve because the world got drowned, meaning it was perfect for them. Like, why would you need to evolve into a bird if you're a sea creature? It makes no sense. Right? I don't know. Whatever. The hand in the toilet from Oracle of Ages. This thing is in everything. And I need paper. It has been said that if you listen closely at the door of the Night Academy at night, you can hear a woman's voice calling, I need paper. Uh-oh, that's Pixel right there in 100 years. Always pooing. And she forgot her paper. She's at, not Pixel, Sprinkle. That's Sprinkle Spectre right there. Always pooing. And she forgets her paper. She's at work and needs paper. A similar story also portrays out in Majora's Mask and Origins of Ages and may have its roots in traditional ghost stories. Yes. I be tootin'. Students of the Night Academy. Yeah, so these are just more. He may look a little rough around the edges, but Groose engineered a massive railed weapon that was instrumental in helping Link defeat the imprisoned and defend the Sealed Temple. Groose has a lot of training equipment in his room, and I think he's probably a hard-working and surprisingly skilled kid. He also acts like the leader of the kids in the dormitory and has invaded Colin and Stritch's room. The tips of his fingers are a little red. His most attractive feature is the nape on his neck. He has large rear. Hey, yo! Cheeky, stern, Madagwani, urbane, well-bred, narrow-minded, and charming. A variety of students. Variety of students. A variety of students. Variety of students. That's an honor student. He's an honor student. Look at Groose, Link's rival. So they're not going to talk anything about how he looks like Ganon? A Gerudo person? Like, that's like the biggest thing. They can't just be like, yeah, we just wanted... Nah. Gusty. Busty. Hair is tied. Upperclassman. Pipit. Let's see what they say here. The Sheikah Stone and Gossip Stone. One of Sheikah Stones lives between the Sparring Hall and the Night Academy. He is easy to dismiss, but his hints are very valuable. The Gossip Stones that dot the surface world hold rare information, just like an Ocarina of Time. Groose! Grocery where? There. They should talk more about how he looks like a Gerudo. Oh, the bazaar, the market plan, market zoning. The fortune teller. Since there is no overhead, he is very profitable. Is cozy with the gear shop owner. He is always kneeling with top of flat feet on floor. He is not black, but a burnt brown. Can't see through the lens. When the player returns to Skyloft after an adventure and prepares for the next one, it's inconvenient if all the shops are in different locations, so we realized to design a centralized town market model. Did you notice the different music in each shop? I did. Kind of, not really, I forget. Kind of, not really, but hey, that's the plan. I said, hey, that's the plan. Everything kind of tries to be RPG-ish and I don't like that. But it's cool because I gotta get used to that. Look at that smiley face guy. He looks like the happy salesman. We need to see the original Groose that inspires Darth Splatter. Facts. Looks like a peddler to me, a hunched back. Wow. There were funny ideas like making deals to stir up business at the fortune teller's shop behind the gear shop or making characters related. I was especially attracted to the weapon shop, the blacksmith, and the scrap shop. A hat, not a bandana. Secretly grandfather of Rescue Knight A. Oh, he's the grandfather of a knight. A female chef. Island Resident 5. Okay. Oh, this is the one where the woman is like, come to my house and clean my floors. Make sure you clean my walls, Link. I remember this. Originally, we were going to have one shopkeeper in each shop. We hadn't decided on the details for the potion shopkeeper and the item check keeper. So we asked for sketches from 5 different designers. As we discussed them, we expanded on the best ideas and fleshed out the characters. There were so many times I thought, if we don't use this, it will be a real waste. We were able to work it out so some of those characters were used in other places. Bosom buddy twins. Because they are twins, they can't help but move together as a unit. The butt buddies? Bosom buddies? The butt buddies, hey? The potion shops. Okay. Potion twins. Wishes he was born a woman. Skipping over that part. Potion shop. Gets angry when he's conversing too long with customers. Haha. That's funny, all these different things. Yeah, they ended up just doing a family thing. Item check. Make sure to adjust the color and size of the dogs during modeling so they look elegant. Adjust height so it doesn't get in the way during modeling. During modeling on the key. Oh. They have little notes and everything. So they were trying to make, so they used her. Oh, crazy. Shopkeepers. Oh yeah, this is right here, the Wind Waker man. The battleship guy. There are many unique shopkeepers throughout the Zelda series. Maybe this is because over the years an incredible volume of ideas have been developed for the various games. Salvatore. That's cool. Residents of Skyloft. Gazelle's cart and Greba's basket appear early in the game when the two are talking on the bridge. We showed these normal middle-aged women going about their business to give a sense of daily life in Skyloft. It's true. That's the Nico in this game. An interior and exterior look at the design of a home in Skyloft. Details are carefully decided based upon who lives in the family dynamics. Awesome. Nico and Noah. Yes. True. The devil version. He wants to become human. Dresses himself in the style of clothes they wear. He wears cloth over his wings in order to hide them, but the cloth is torn up, and it actually makes him look more frightening. His robe is torn in the back so his wings can fit through. When he appears, he's scary, but he's actually a nice guy, so he usually wears a smile. But true, the human version, as he doesn't look too different from his devil form, but he is much happier, smiling. This is how he normally looks. Devil Mark, human version. His wings are gone, so the hose and the cloth that looked like an angry face before now appear to be laughing. Wow. Oh yeah, that's funny. I see that. The hose look like more than girly final version. The Remle, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, look at, there he goes. Tingo. A pool of characters in Good morning, Bobs. How are you, mamas? My job finished early, so I started streaming and left you guys sleeping. Are the kids awake? Or did you take them to their grandpas already? The pool of characters in the Zelda games is incredibly deep. They leave an impression, probably because each character has many layers that can be seen even in the unused characters. The famous Tingo may have been born from one of these unused backup characters. Ah, there he is right there, Tingo. The Tingo doll. Island resident number 1, island resident number 2. Just different models. Boy who loves rabbits. So much goes into making a game. People of Skyloft, unused. I don't know, they could have used her. Ollie is still sleeping. They're getting a pickup around 11:30ish. Nice. Alright, well, that's good. I'm glad you're up. Hope you're doing good, mamas. Did I freeze? I sure did. I sure froze. I froze. It doesn't make sense because my thing's plugged in. My expression is focused. My expression is focused. What the heck is going on? Why did it freeze? Makes no sense that I froze, cause I'm connected and I don't know what's happening, so I'll do it again. Open up the software, open up the software, make sure that it's working. There, it should be working again. Hello, how are you? Hello. Alright, sorry guys, and we back. Alright, statue of the goddess. Goddess worship is a pervasive element in religion in Skyloft, especially the customs associated with it. The statue of the goddess transcends mere religious symbol and has become a special attraction and point of interest. It is a landmark that can be seen from anywhere in the city, the interior. Unlike the city around it, uses more straight lines and angles, and coupled with the monochrome coloring, gives the impression of permanence and inflexibility. Sure does. That's awesome. Oh, what time is it? It's already 10. People of Sky Island. There he is again, Beetle. That's my clock town right there. The pumpkin landing, the milk bar. Awesome. Since the theme of this game is the sky, the main featured animal is the bird. We decided not to have ground animals like cows appear. Because of that, pumpkin soup isn't made with milk. Pumpkins are a staple of the diet of the people who live in the sky, and they all love it. Kina, the face of the lumpy pumpkin, has become an idol of sorts. She has some very surprising fans, and it seems like some fans would like to keep their fandom secret. See, this time around, I'm gonna explore a lot more deeper and slower, and I'm gonna go deeper and slower, and really enjoy the craft of the game. You know, I'm gonna take my time with it. I'm gonna flip every rock, leave no stone unturned. Every nook and cranny will be explored, tethered. Inside the Thunderhead. I'll show you Thunderhead. Wow. The original concept was a boss fight while riding a Loftwing. After Link fights Bilosite while riding the Loftwing, we decided that during that second part of the fight, Link would get off his bird and do the dirty work with his sword. Spirits with large bodies. Oh yeah. Wind Waker. Throughout the title, spirit creatures like Levias appear many times. Many creatures like Lord Jabu Jabi and Ocarina of Time are based on sea animals. They sure are. This is really cool. With his sword. Going slow, take your time. Repaint those walls. The sealed grounds. I'm gonna seal those grounds. This is where Link lands when he first arrives from the sky. An evil being slumbers here. It is also where the goddess slept for thousands of years under the protection of Sheikah. This is the first place the player lands on the surface, so we consciously made it dark to really contrast it with the sky and make it a mysterious place. We kept several key elements of the game in mind when designing the sealed grounds, namely the goddess's harp and the birds. Look at that, part of the sealed temple that is still on the surface. Because there is a higher humidity here, there is more moss on the temple than on its counterparts on the island and sky. That's right, it got separated. The ceiling is a brighter blue than the roof. The goddess mark appears on the ceiling and draws a connection with the statue on the goddess on the island in the sky. Exit from the temple to a shortcut that leads into Faron Woods. The design is the same as the temple side facing Faron Woods. There is a log that can be used to make shortcut right outside of the exit. Sealed temple. The sealed grounds and sacred places. This is what I want to play. So now that I have friends in Darth Tatters, Hardcats, Kushinobi, and myself, and we all have the Switch, and I know that, I want to play the Four Swords Adventures with you guys and see if that actually like it can work, because I try to play it myself. You need 4 different Game Boy Advances connected, but now that we have 4 different switches, I wonder if that'll let us work. Maybe we can try to set that up sometime. Sacred place has a unique atmosphere. It is a rich vegetation. Warm beams of sunlight bathe the area. The big boss. When the big boss appears. The big boss area plan. The 3 crests. The Ocarina of Time and the Oracle of Ages. Carved on the stake in the head of the imprisoned are the crest of Aurora and the other 2 goddesses. Well, say their name, Lanayru and Din. They are modeled on crests that appeared in earlier games. These crests are also associated with the sages in different races and appear in other games as well as this one. They sure are. As well as we were thinking about how we wanted the game to play to work with the imprisoned, we knew the player must be conscious of where the enemy was at all times, so we designed a large corkscrew-shaped hole. It aligns with the bottom of the eye of the goddess as we were planning. We also kept in mind that this land is a sacred but dangerous place where an unspeakable evil was sealed and watched over by the Sheikah. Wow, generally has shallow carvings. The mark of the 3 goddesses goes here and appears on each side. Yeah, the crests. You can have red. You like the red tip, eh, Darth? I hear you. Oh, dibs on blue. I don't care. As long as I play, I'll be green or purple. I think there's a purple, a red, a blue. Purple, red, blue. Purple, red, blue, and green. No, red, green, blue. I think there is a purple. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Ocean Man. Purple is my favorite color. It's also Merc and Mama's favorite color. Farron Woods. The great tree stands in the center of the vast forest, and variety of living things come here. Alright, so is this taking too long? Should I just start? I feel like I just want to play now. These are a lot of just concept arts of Skyward Sword. Yeah. That just makes me want to play. Oh my god, so all that was just Skyward Sword. And then look, a history of Hyrule. Oh, here it is. Here it is, guys, the timelines. Alright, so before we get into it, I'll check right now. These are all really good. If you guys want me to go through them, let me know. But I feel like we get the picture as far as, oh, these are the designs. This is really good though. Really good, cool, creative stuff. Oh, I like to read these. Like the power to control time. With this talk of controlling time, one can't help but think of Ocarina of Time. The ocarina is the same color as the time shift stones. Could they be made of the same material? I didn't even put that together. You see, this is why I don't like skipping shit. Didn't I just say I was going to take my time and now I'm in a rush? Because I'm a gunner. Wow. I'm just bringing the chill vibes, you know? Maybe I'll just do this the whole stream. The timeline is a whole other topic. People fight over this ish. All right. People do fight over it. But this here is in the book Hyrule. This is the official book. Collecting the glowing sacred tears in the silent realm harks back to Twilight Princess, where the tears of light are assembled within the vessel of light in order to resurrect the spirits within. There's our Midna, guys. That was very prominent in Twilight Princess and in the Twilight Zone. Look at the highly adaptable Octorok. Throughout the series, the Octoroks haven't changed much. In Skyward Sword, the versatile Octoroks imitate plants, but in Ocarina of Time, they are found in watery locations. This adaptability might answer the question of how they have been around for so long. These, I hate these things. With Zelda games, we usually start kicking around an idea for the monsters first and design based on that. The Ampulus is a unique example. The design came from an idea of a shell that could easily traverse the desert quicksand. It did right here, just a little bit, just a little. It had a little sneak peek right here. Midna, the Midna. We need a a center page Midna more like it. Ain't that right, Endor? Ain't that right, Kush? We need that center page Midna. This book was published probably around 2011, 2012 when this game came out. I know, it is. But this is because this is Skyward Sword. Look it, we have a whole chronology. We might get into some very, let me just do this. You know what? I'm going to change the title to this and I'm going to start Skyward Sword after. But I kind of just want to hang out and do this. Because once I start playing Skyward Sword, it's already 10. I'm going to be invested in that. It's going to take too long. This, I can do this for, I'm going to just do this. I'm going to just do this. Look at the different links. This was the worst, most perverted link right there. Princess, give me a kiss. Oh, there they are. 4 swords right there. Look at purple, red, blue, green. Choose your colors now, gentlemen. I heard Darth said red. I saw Darth and Hardcat say red. So you guys are gonna have to rock, paper, scissors or D20. 1D20 roll on that. Kush called dibs on blue. I don't care what color I am. I can be purple or green. Hardcats wants the pink. I can be green. I think green's the main one anyway. I'll be green. And then, oh, look at that. The older Link with the Eye of Truth. The younger Link. Oh, that's Majora's Mask Link right there. Look at. Oh, that's Wind Waker Link right there. Wind Waker Link. Deku Link. Twilight Princess Link looks the sickest. I'm Skyward Sword Link. Oh, Minish Cap Link. Maybe I will play Minish Cap. You don't like purple? Okay. You can be green. I don't mind being purple. You should be purple. That's right, ass. All the links are here. This is so dope, isn't it? The deity link looks sick, bro. Come on. Oh my god. I love it. Okay. A chronology of Hyrule, land of the gods. Before I go on, let me just change my titles. Oh. Alright. I'm leaning towards sourpuss because I'm a puss. You are what you eat, Tats. Wow. Oh yeah. Bro, I love rocking that look in Breath of the Wild. The deity looks dope. It does. It doesn't do what it does in Majora's Mask, but it's dope. The history of the cycle of rebirth and the Triforce. You see how there was only 2 in the beginning? And then they added the other one. This is an introduction to the history of Hyrule, told chronologically, which weaves together the numerous Legend of Zelda stories. Is it a legend? Is it an accurate history of a cycle of rebirth? There is evidence that the story of the Legend of Zelda begins with Skyward Sword. Up to this point, the Legends of Zelda have been surrounded by myth and mystery, but now, with the help of the following information, you will be able to discover for yourself the real history of Hyrule. Before you delve any further into this chapter, read this. Weaving history. This chronicle merely collects information that is believed to be true at this time, and there are many obscured and unanswered secrets that still lie within the tale. As the stories and storytellers of Hyrule change, so too does its history. Hyrule's history is a continuously woven tapestry of events. Changes that seem inconsequential, disregarded without even a shrug, could evolve at some point to hatch new legends and perhaps change this tapestry of history itself. And the hero shall be called Link. The heroes of these chronicles all share the name Link. These links might have been the same person, a series of familial descendants, or a number of heroes with different names entirely. The links of certain eras may also have been named after the legendary hero. Hylian princesses bearing the name Zelda have also appeared throughout the history of Hyrule. It is likely that the name was handed down through the generations. How to read the chronicles. Era, chapter, unknown details, additional info. Stories not included in the chronicles. The series contains a few spin-off games such as Link's crossbow training that have not been included in these chronicles because, let's face it, we only made these as money grabs and are not really part of any timeline. Alright, let's do it. The legend of the goddesses and the hero. A chronology of the history of Hyrule. I'm back to tell you, I am now getting Blue Moon ads on my Spotify. Thank you. I'm sorry. Good thing we weren't talking about sex toys. The chronology begins with the creation of heaven and earth, immediately followed by the events of Skyward Sword. It splits after Ocarina of Time. Yep, so Skyward Sword, game, splits. Ocarina of Time is where it splits. This right here is what most people agree on. The chronology begins with the creation of heaven and earth, immediately followed by the events of Skyward Sword. So everything's created, Skyward Sword happens. With one timeline depicting the events that follow Link's triumph over Ganon, and the other his defeat of Ganon. So that's where it splits into three, right? Link wins, beats Ganon. Link loses to Ganon. This section of the timeline where Link triumphs, so where Link wins, is further divided. So then you divide into that, you fork off of that one into two separate realities. The child era, where Link returns to his original time, and the adult era, where the hero of time disappears and Ganondorf is free to return unopposed. Wow. Alright, so let's go right here. This is the timeline, officially, so far. The legend of the goddess and the hero, page 70. The creation of the land and the sky. The era of goddess Hylia, Skyward Sword, the ancient battle and the reincarnation of the goddess Hylia, a return to the surface, the sky era. The era of chaos, the sacred realm is sealed. Era of prosperity, the establishment of Hyrule Kingdom. The Minish Cap, the rise of Evil Vati, the Four Swords. So this is why I wanted to play these after Skyward Sword, but after Skyward Sword it was just such a huge drop in production that I was like, Twilight Princess has to be next. So Skyward Sword, Minish Cap, Four Swords, which is what I want to play with you guys. The era of the hero of time. Hyrulean Civil War, not Cerulean Civil War. That would be Misty and her sisters, right? Hyrulean Civil War. That's the Ocarina of Time. The sacred realm becomes the dark world. Ganondorf becomes Demon King Ganon. So this is the official beginning before the split. Skyward, Minish Cap, Four Swords, Ocarina. Then it splits. The hero is defeated, which means Link loses to Ganon, because you know Ocarina of Time is all based off of timelines, what ifs. Or the hero is triumphant. If he was defeated by Ganon, we get the decline of Hyrule in the last hero. The imprisoning war, A Link to the Past, the resurrection of Ganon. So A Link to the Past is is him being defeated and then him being reborn to defeat Ganon. Oracle of Ages and the Oracle of Seasons. The resurrection of Ganon. And those are two completely separate games, like Pokemon Blue and Pokemon Red. It's third shift twerker. Oh my goodness. Merkin Mama
just redeemed Pug Life. Let's get him in there.
No. Okay. Tobes. Let's go get Tobes. What's up, third shift? Bring them then, Pops. Bring them. Bring them, baby. And then we got Link's Awakening. Link's Awakening. The Tragedy of Princess Zelda 1. End of Decline. That's the Golden Era. The Resurrection of Ganon and the Adventure of Link. Oh man. Whoa. You jerk. Say hi to the people. Go breathe. Breathe. They want to hear you breathe. Hi, Toby. Say hi, Toby. I'm Toby. You may know me as the homie. That's the old me. Now I'm looking fat and lonely. Was skinny, but now I'm eating everything they give me. Yay. You can pet them. Here, they want to pet you, Tobes. Hold on, relax. Get pet. Wait, Toby boy. Oh, okay, stop kicking it. He got wiggle and snort. He does. Oh, gosh. Oh. You little flat snout. Oh, where's your nose at, Poppy? Where's your nose? Who's your good boy? Who's your good boys? Come here, eye boogers. Okay, breathe for the people. Breathe. The dog is chilling. Sneeze? I want to see you sneeze. Look how sad he looks. Dude, I'm just chilling with you. He's like, I hate you. I hate it here. Where's my mom? I want to go lay down. It's hot and muggy in here. I know, Poppy. Come here. Look, see, he hates everything about me. As soon as I put him down, he's going to bark at me. Nope. Come here. Watch, she's gonna bark as soon as I put him down.
Come on, Toby.
Oh no, he's good. All right. His worry face. All right, let's continue. So yeah, and then the Twilight Realm and the Legacy of the Hero. This is when he wins. So the Child Era, which means that he goes back in time and grows up. After that is a direct sequel to that. Ocarina of Time is Majora's Mask. God, I got his fur on me. The Demon Thief Ganondorf is executed. Yep, they kill him. Then Twilight Princess, the Shadow Invasion. This is where he starts getting power from the shadows, because he's dead, and he comes back from the shadows, and that's where we get Midna and Awesome Link. And then the Four Swords Adventure, the reincarnation of Ganondorf, and the resurrection of Vati, which Vati is from the Minish Cap, the rise of the evil Vati. So they bring him back. Oh, and Four Swords. So he comes back 3 times. And then the adult era, where he just leaves and gets lost. The Hero of Winds and the New World. Ganondorf is resurrected. Hyrule is sealed and then flooded. And that's where we get Wind Waker. Wind Waker was such a good game. I don't know why they didn't make Damn, now I have all his fur on me. Jesus. Go brush that kid. He dead, except for his hairs and nails. Dead. It's like kissing a peanut. Exactly. And then Phantom Hourglass, they should have just made it a freaking GameCube game. A new continent discovered, a new Hyrule is founded. Demon King Malatis is resurrected. So those are the official titles so far. Wow. And look, they give you all the... I just want to see if they have a Midna section for the boys to look forward to. Holy hell. Alright, let's go. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it, guys. Come on. Come on, let's get into it. Let's get into it. We gotta go back to the beginning. It's not fair, the power women hold on us. Alright, let's see here. The creation. The world was created by the three goddesses. They did not intend to unite the regions of this world, but instead let the inhabitants have free reign of the land. Sure was. I was an adult Rudo. In this world, the three goddesses left behind the omnipotent Triforce. Omnipotent Triforce. The world created by the goddesses. This world was created by the three goddesses during a time of chaos. Din, the goddess of power, created the land. Nehru, the goddess of wisdom, created order. Furor, the goddess of courage, created the diverse inhabitants. Upon leaving the world, the goddess left behind the Triforce. The goddesses, three golden triangles. It is said that any wish that the possessor of the Triforce desires will come true. We all remember that from Ocarina of Time. The three goddesses, Din, Nehru, and Furor, each left a crest behind. Each of these symbols, the crests of power, wisdom, and courage, can be found in a location related to its respective goddess. The legacy of the gods, the Triforce. The golden goddesses departed from the world they created and left the Triforce in care of the goddess Hylia. It is unknown why the Triforce was left behind. I like them girls with them puffy. The omnipotent Triforce. The Triforce grants wishes to those who touch it. Since the Triforce does not distinguish between good or evil, it allows both good and bad wishes. A strong heart, innate ability, and a balance of the three virtues, power, wisdom, and courage, are required to be granted a wish. If one who does not possess the balance of the three virtues touches the Triforce, its three pieces split apart. The finder is left with the piece that personifies what he or she values most. The other two pieces will appear on the hands of two individuals chosen by the will of the goddess. One must reunite the three pieces in order to obtain true power. Wow. So if you don't have all the virtues, they split apart, and the people with the other virtues appear. The three goddesses and the state of the Triforce. Fire. They created a whole lore, bro. A whole universe. The ancient battle. The goddess Hylia in the ancient battle. During the era of the goddess Hylia, many demons arose in pursuit of the Triforce. The leader, Demise, the Demon King, tried to take over the world with his evil powers. After a battle against the demonic forces, Hylia gathered the humans who had survived, along with the Triforce, onto a plot of land and sent it into the sky. She positioned a heavy barrier of clouds between the island in the sky and the land below to protect the humans and the Triforce. Let me check something out real quick here. Oh, you thought the book? No, I didn't buy it. Well, I didn't buy it. This is a book. This is a book, Third Shift. It is a whole history of Hyrule book. And I was going to start playing Skyward Sword, and then I got into this, and then I really got into it. So I think I'm going to just do this and then play Skyward Sword next week. I think this is really cool, honestly. The goddess and the remaining tribes on the surface battled for their lives against the Mice. They were victorious and they sealed him away. Shaq IT33.
Shakit33 has been a loving citizen of P-Town for 3 months.
Can't get enough. What's up, Shaq IT? How you doing? Demise. Shaq IT, you can call her Shaq It, just don't call her late for dinner. Those are her words, not mine. I didn't take it, I'm no sinner. But that's okay, cause we all share love today. Let's check. Oh, that sounds like some all right. How you doing, Shaq It? You guys, make sure you guys give shout outs. If I have mods, hook them up. Hook the shout outs up to for everybody. I mean, everyone that's here, you guys follow each other anyway, so. I'm just reading some history of Hyrule, Shaq IT. It is said that Demise, the most evil of all evil, who commands enough power to destroy the world, appears in each era and looks different to each human who sees him. Damn! He looks different to everyone. His ultimate goal is to obtain the Triforce and take over the land with his demonic minions. It is said that Demise, the most evil of all evil. I wonder why Demise didn't come back and Ganon does, because Demise was dope. The surface tribes, non-human tribes such as the stone-eating Goron, the cloud barrier, the thick, vast expanse of clouds placed between the sky and the land, sealing them away from each other. No one is allowed to pass from one place to the other. Look at the King Demise, the goddess Hylia, and the surface tribes. Dang, the surface tribes and Demise. The goddess Hylia and the surface tribe must battle with Demon King Demise. I don't know. Sealed in the land of the goddess. The land was saved, but the seal that kept the Demon King imprisoned was weak. In an attempt to destroy Demise, the goddess Hylia tried to use the power of the Triforce. However, a goddess cannot wield its power. Thus, the goddess Hylia decided to renounce her divinity and be born as a human. With Hylia's passing, Emperor of the Sheikah tribe was entrusted with watching over the sealed prison of the Demon King until she returned. One of the tribes that serve the goddess Hylia, they are blithe individuals chosen by the goddess to watch over the sealed Demon King. This role is passed on from one generation to the next. Look at the land of Hylia, the temple of Hylia and the sealed grounds. The center of the world where the temple of Hylia was built. This is where the goddess Hylia gathered the surviving humans onto a plot of land and sent them into the sky. It is here also where the Demon King was sealed away, which is why the land became known as the sealed ground and the temple of Hylia as the sealed temple. Skyloft, Skyward Sword, this is where it starts, the Sky Era. Skyloft in the Legends of the Goddess, the plot of land Hylia sent into the sky became known as the Isle of the Goddess. The islands in the sky where the surviving humans dwell became known as Skyloft. There the humans lived with guardian birds, known as Loftwings, given to them by Hylia. Only a few individuals on the surface knew of the existence of the goddess in Skyloft. After a few thousand years, the story was forgotten and became legend. Isle of the Goddess. The area on the surface where Hylia gathered the humans, rent the earth, and sent them into the sky. Depictions of the Triforce and what would later be known as the Sage Medallions can be seen on the ceiling of the entrance of the temple. When the land was split from the surface, half of the temple was as well, along with half of the depictions of the 6 medallions. Wow. The development of Skyloft. During the ancient battle, the humans had no choice but to flee to the surface to survive. On Skyloft, they developed the militia and slowly built up their strength. Gelpora, the keeper of the legends that had been passed down through his family, built the Knight Academy. Gelpora brought kendo training and loftwing riding together and established the Order of the Knights. Skyloft is connected to the Isle of the Goddess by a bridge. It is a paradise with spring-like weather year-round. Nice. It's basically Florida. It's basically California. The keepers of the legends protect the secrecy of the ancient documents about the surface and the goddess sword, which is located in the statue of the goddess. The alphabet, characters on the gate of time. These characters date back to the time when the goddess Hylia was governing the land. They can be found on the pedestal of the statue of the goddess and on various buildings on the surface. They are ancient and are now impossible to interpret. Look at that. The goddess Hylia's reincarnation. As the seal of demise, the Demon King, began to weaken, a human girl was born. That girl was named Zelda, and she was the goddess Hylia reincarnated. Zelda grew up to be a beautiful woman who was chosen to play the role of the goddess for the Night Wing ceremony at the Knight Academy. Skillfully handling his rare Crimson Loftwing, Link was victorious in his year's wing ceremony and so won the honor of performing the ceremony of the goddess opposite Zelda. The Wing Ceremony, the exam that allows students to academically advance in the Knight Academy. The one who rides their Loftwing skillfully enough to obtain the bird statuette before the others become the champion and advances their senior year. Wow, this is so cool to me, you guys. Thank you guys for just chilling. The Ceremony of the Goddess. The champion of the Wing Ceremony receives the gift of the sailcloth from the individual playing the goddess. The sailcloth is used at the end of her ritual, when the winner demonstrates the courage by leaping off a precipice and opening the cloth at the last moment to glide safely to the ground. The goddess role is played out just as it always has been since ancient times. This year, the 25th anniversary of the Knight Academy, the sailcloth is given to the champion atop the statue of the goddess. Demon Lord Jiraham. Around this same time, the mice sent his follower Jirahim to the surface, where Jirahim gave himself the title of Lord. Through secret plotting and scheming, he unleashed demon hordes on the land in an attempt to find the goddess and resurrect the demon King Demise. Jirahim finally found Zelda in the sky. He produced a tornado that penetrated the clouds and caused her to fall into the surface. A master sorcerer, Jirahim can teleport and summon demons. Knight Academy. A school dedicated to training young students to becoming knights. The honor students become the rescue knights. Their duties include saving people who have fallen from the islands in the sky and patrolling at all hours upon a Loftwing. The students who pass the wing ceremony become seniors and are given uniforms. Each year the uniforms are a different color. In the 25th anniversary year, when Link becomes a senior, the uniforms are green. Dope. Here's Fee with her leggings. I don't know. Fee's kind of growing on me. The spirit guide Fee and the hero. Following the path of this destiny, the legend passed on to Gelpora. Link was guided to the goddess sword enshrined within the statue of the goddess. In order to find Zelda, Link was escorted by Fi, the spirit of the sword, down to the land of the legend. Sprinkle Spectre, the tooth god. Link's quest began as he plunged through the clouds holding the sailcloth given to him by Zelda. The sword kept inside the statue of the goddess within the chamber of the sword. The goddess Hylia left the sword and its spirit Fi to guide the hero. The sword and its legend have always been protected by Gelpora's family. Legend has it that when evil returns to the land, the sword will begin to glow and can be drawn by the chosen hero. Garments of the goddess, the same white dress that the goddess Hylia wore. It has been told that the harp also once belonged to the goddess. Link and the goddess sword. A pilgrimage of self-discovery. After her fall from the heavens, Zelda, now on the surface, was rescued by an old woman. The old woman told Zelda that she was the reincarnation of Hylia and needed to cleanse herself in the temples of the sky and the earth. Understanding her destiny and clothed in the garments of the goddess, Zelda set off for the Sky View and Earth Springs. At the Earth Springs, Zelda was captured by Jiraham's henchmen, the Bokoblins, but saved by Impa of the Sheikah tribe, whose responsibility was to protect the reincarnated goddess. Zelda, just after the fall. The old woman. She has been the protector of the sealed temple for thousands of years. She is actually the same Impa that saved Zelda, but of this era. Nothing growing. The map of the surface, divided into 3 regions. Each region is named after one of the dragons, Farron, Eldin, Lanayru, who protect the sacred flames. Okay, so there you go. Faror is Farron, Din is Eldin, and Nehru is Lanayru. A thick forest grows in the Farron region. The Eldin area is volcanic and Lanayru is a desert, though it was previously a lush green landscape. Zelda's return to the past. Zelda prayed at the 2 springs, purifying herself and regaining her memories as the goddess Hylia. Damn! That's crazy. Lanayru from the hood for real. In order to strengthen the seal that imprisoned the Demon King Demise, Zelda attempted to return to the ancient era from the Temple of Time in the desert. However, Jiraham found her. Crazy. Link showed up just in time. He fought with Jiraham, protecting Zelda and Impa while they entered the Gate of Time. Upon entering, Impa destroyed the gate so that Jiraham could not follow them to the ancient past. When Zelda purifies her body in Skyview Spring and Earth Spring, dedicating her prayers to the statue of the goddess, her memory of being Hylia returns. So that's what happened. Her memory returned after she went down and prayed. Link becomes a true hero. The other Gate of Time, located at the sealed temple, was broken. As the seal holding the imprisoned began to break, Link and his... Oh yeah. I don't know if you were with us at that time yet, Hardcats, you weren't. But I have to show you what Link does in Zelda's fountain water. You might be able to see it. You know what I'll do? I'll forward you the video on YouTube with the timestamp, and you can just see exactly what I'm talking about. But when I do the replay, you'll know what's up. Like, now I have the soundboard for it. She had to get herself moist in order to remember. All the while, Link continued with his task of tempering the goddess sword in the sacred flames of the golden goddesses. Imbued with the immense sacred power of the Force, the goddess sword was transformed into the Master Sword. To reactivate the Gate of Time, Link pointed his sword skyward, charging it with energy, readying it for a skyward strike.
I'm about to bust.
Skyward, gaining the power of a sacred flame, the Gate of Time. Groose, a young man of Skyloft who comes down to the surface looking for Zelda. Force, the sacred power that gods gave to the world. It's the breath of life itself. A skyward strike. the power collected by pointing the sword skyward. When the goddess sword becomes the master sword, its powers are enhanced and it emits a great light. I'm sure it does. After passing through the gate of time, Zelda and Impa arrived at the sealed ground in the ancient past. Link, using the second gate, followed them there. Zelda told Link that in order to strengthen the seal imprisoning Demise, she must slumber in the sealed temple. The surface became unstable and Skyloft flourished. Thousands of years passed. That's right, she fell asleep. Look at Demise. The destruction of Demise. After returning to his own era, Link found the legendary Triforce. He became worthy of its omnipotent power. Upon the completion of a number of trials at which he received the crest of the Triforce, he was granted his wish. The statue of the goddess returned to its former place in the sealed grounds, where it destroyed the Demon King Demise. After thousands of years of sleep, Zelda awoke. The crest of the Triforce. The proof of the complete power of the Triforce appears as marks on the back of the hand. The top triangle represents power, the bottom left represents wisdom, and the bottom right represents courage. Once the bearer of the three triangles attains a perfect balance of the attributes they represent, the true power of the Triforce is revealed. The resurrection of the Demon King Demise. The enraged Jirahim kidnapped Zelda, took her through the Gate of Time. After arriving in the past, Jirahim performed the ritual to resurrect King Demise. Link followed, battling and defeating Jirahim, but he was too late. Demise was reawakened. After an intense battle, Link defeated the demon. Upon his termination, the demon's keen hatred was absorbed and sealed into the Master Sword. The demons on the surface no longer terrorize its inhabitants. Wow. The ritual. To resurrect the Demon King, his loyal follower Jirahim must sacrifice Zelda, releasing the goddess Hylia's spirit. Jirahim's true form is the evil spirit of Demise's sword. So he's basically Fi, the male version of Fi. He still looks pretty sick to me. Zelda and the others returned to the present time. The atmosphere was peaceful, and there was a feeling of new beginning. Zelda resolved to live on the surface and to protect the Triforce. However, the destruction of Demise was not the end of the battle. It was the beginning of a curse, a never-ending cycle of the reincarnation of the Demon King, whose hatred for those with the blood of the goddess and the spirit of the hero is everlasting. Fi and Impa. Fi's role as Link's guide is complete. The Master Sword and its spirit, Fi, are returned to their resting place in the pedestal inside the statue of the goddess. Impa returns to the past and continues to look after the Master Sword and protect it from the curse. The seal of the sacred realm. I love me a moist grind. What the freak, hard Darth tats. Alright. Created by the golden goddesses and protected by the goddess Hylia, the world eventually became known as Hyrule. The Hylians, descendants of Hylia, lived in Hyrule and possessed magical abilities. I should have probably read that in my head first and then I just read it out loud. Holy hell. Let's see here. What time are you going live? Kush, are you going live right now at 11?
That's what I'm talking about. Wow.
Created by the golden goddesses and protected by the goddess Hylia, the world eventually became known as Hyrule. The the Hylians, descended of Hylia, lived in Hyrule and possessed magical abilities. Ooh. After years of peace, a wave of chaos once again engulfed the land. So imagine being that like unlucky person that was born within the years of chaos. There's all these years of peace. Oh yeah, and then you're born, and you're cool. I'm embarking on my college adventure. I'm gonna go be an accountant, and then the years of chaos, just like, oh, Ganondorf is back. Time to destroy the world. Then Link has to be born. Does anyone else watch Big Mouth? What are you gonna do? I'm not getting off soon. I'm just kind of wondering so that if you do get on, and I can kind of have like a time placement in my head and then maybe raid into you. Doesn't matter. Either way is fine. Either way. The battle for the sacred realm. The legend of a supreme power spread throughout the land, whetting the appetites of those who would possess the Triforce and inciting vicious battles between them. Rauru, the Sage of Light, constructed the Temple of Time, which contained the only existing entrance to the sacred realm where the Triforce was located. With power stronger than both time and the Master Sword, Rauru sealed the sacred realm. Okay, then I'll go. Then I got me another hour. And I'm glad you're wrapped up in it. I was kind of scared that it was gonna just be like boring. Get that bestie in here. The pedestal holding the Master Sword was closed behind the door of time. With power stronger than both time and the Master Sword, Rauru sealed the sacred realm. How did he have power stronger than time? Rauru, the Sage of Light, constructed the Temple of Time. Yes. Which contained the only existing entrance to the sacred realm, where the Triforce was located. With power stronger than both time and the Master Sword, Rauru sealed the sacred realm. The pedestal holding the Master Sword was closed behind the door of time, and the keys to opening the door, the spiritual stones of forest, fire, and water, were protected by the respective people. The Triforce was placed in the Temple of Light, located in the sacred realm, which was now isolated from Hyrule. What's up, baby? Ooh. Thank you, Magic Hand! The Magic Hand with the magic plan. Got me a burrito. A nice breakfast burrito. Get yourself a Magic Hand, people. Protecting the Triforce in the Temple of Light, Rauru became the guardian of the power of the gods. So that's the original sage right there, Rauru. Temple of Time. So I'm assuming he created all this within the time of the Sacred Realm. After Skyward Swords events, the only entrance to the Sacred Realm, Temple of Light, the Light Temple of Time, shares the same name as the temple in the Lanayru Desert of the era of the goddess Hylia. It is thought that Rauru built the Temple of Time directly over the ruins of the sealed temple. The crest of the royal family. The goddess Hylia had a bird-like crest, and the people of Skyloft rode giant birds. The crest of the royal family incorporates the historical important bird, as well as the three triangles of the Triforce. Yeah, I know. I always noticed that. And then it was more like prevalent in like the newer Zeldas, but for sure like that bird and everything was really cool. I love how they I love how they build on their lore and not just create new stuff, you know? So they're like, all right, let's go back and this is what happened. Oh, and now because of that, this is what happened. Way too big of a bite and it's steaming hot. I love this Temple of Time. Yeah. That's why, Kush. That's why at the outset I was upset that the Breath of the Wild didn't have much of a story. I didn't know you had to go search your memories for the story, which kind of in my mind sucks too. But at least there's something there, you know? Now they're trying to... What they did with Breath of the Wild is kind of genius, where they set it so far ahead that no matter what they do, they can be like, oh, well, that came... Now this part. Now that came from here. No, this came from here. So it does. It makes it feel like it flows all together, you know? I'm just so interested in seeing, you know? Whenever you guys feel sad and depressed and lonely, and you guys just feel like, you know, what's the point? Just remember, you exist at the same time The Legend of Zelda does. You are able to grasp all of this awesomeness. You're alive at this timeline. What's cooler than that? The descendants of the goddess Hylia, who was reincarnated as Princess Zelda, established the kingdom of Hyrule and became Hyrule's royal family. In order to protect the Triforce, Hyrule Castle was built in the center of Hyrule, where the Temple of Time was located. The royal family watched over the Triforce, keeping its existence unknown to others. Many members of the royal family were born with special powers because of the lineage that connected them to the goddess. Princesses were repeatedly given the name Zelda, a name that came from the historical legends. Hey, listen, chat! You exist to enjoy Star Wars. And I say that to say you exist to enjoy what you enjoy, right? Think about it. People 500 years ago didn't even have electricity. 100 years ago, it was barely a thing. No? Okay, Picori. So this right here was the Minish Cap. So this was Skyward Sword. Now we're getting into Minish Cap lore, which I didn't get into Minish Cap because it's a Game Boy Advance game and it was very Pokemon-like. I didn't want to dedicate a whole Saturday to it, but I probably will be playing it during the week as like just Zelda week, you know? So that was Skyward Sword, the beginning of it all. Now we get into Minish Cap. After the demise has been sealed off, Vati comes up. Vato, what's up, homies? This is Vati, eh? The hero of men. In the first major event to happen since the kingdom of Hyrule was established, the world was engulfed by evil beings and shrouded in darkness for no reason at all. It was then that a tiny Picori descended from the sky, bringing a golden light and a sword. Using the sword, the hero of men sealed the evil beings away in the bound chest and brought peace to the world once again. The golden light was the light force. Alright, that was me, Red Vines. The light force, a source of infinite power from the heavens that holds the enormous power of the force which originally dwelled in all things. The legend of Light Force. Royal family and the Picori. Oh, so this is where it's established, Kush, that the Picori have always really liked humans and Hyruleans. So what they do is they hide rupees and hearts for them in the grass, which is why when you cut grass and blades, rupees and hearts come out. That's where they established this. After sealing away the evil beings, the royal family of Hyrule became the careful overseers of the sword, which became known as the Picori blade. Furthermore, the royal family kept the existence of the land of the Picori. This is territorially. In gratitude to the Picori, the people held the Picori festival once a year. Yeah. The sword fighting tournament and the Picori blade. Legend said that every 100 years, a secret door would open up and the Picori would pass through and enter the world of humans. The customs of the Picori festival had continued for many, many years. Among them was a sword fighting tournament. The award ceremony was held in front of the Pokori blade and was the only chance to see the blade. Wow. They had a whole tournament. This would be a cool remake, the Minish Cap. A tournament that happens during the Pokori Festival at Hyrule Castle. The champion of the tournament is customarily presented with an award in front of the Pokori blade. I thought the rupees was the money the people left for me to mow the lawn. Well, you're not wrong. I'm pretty sure if you take that lore with them like being so, thankful to the Pokori, I'm pretty sure some people kind of took that and called it like Pokoris. You're doing it just like the Pokori. Same way we hide eggs like the Easter Bunny. I started it right before I played Twilight Princess for you guys to see how it was gonna go. Oh, this is dying already. I didn't even connect it. I didn't even connect it to the power source because I was thinking of just doing a quick little Skyward Sword and getting into Skyward Sword, but I really got engulfed in the history, so I apologize, I'm sorry. For the 100th year of the Pokori Festival, there was an unusual grand celebration. In the customary sword fighting tournament, an unknown man named Vati was the victor. Vato believed the life force was in the bound chest. He broke the Pokori blade to unseal the chest, found that it did not contain the life force at all. The evil that had been sealed inside poured forth from the chest. Vati turned Princess Zelda into stone and headed off in search of the life force, He's a Vato, Holmes. They were all about this animation style after Wind Waker. So did this come out after Wind Waker? Probably, huh? The Minish Cap? The Princess of Hyrule, Princess Zelda. Oh yeah, they looks exactly like Wind Waker's animation. But then they had Phantom Hourglass. The Princess of Hyrule is said to have mysterious powers. Afraid Princess Zelda will get in his way, Vati turns her into stone. Princess Zelda. Smith and Link. The curse placed on Princess Zelda. Wait, hold on. The cursed were the only ones able to fix the Pokori blade, and they could only be seen by children. Therefore, Smith, the great blacksmith, proposed that the king of Hyrule enlist the help of young Link. The king told Link where the Minish dwelled. Then, with the broken Pokori blade and the smith's sword in hand, Link set off in search of the land. Smith and Link. Smith is a blacksmith, and Link his apprentice. Smith makes an impressive sword that is to be given to the winner of the sword fighting tournament. That's right, I remember that. That's the first mission, is go give this to Link. And Princess Zelda are childhood friends who are both in attendance at the tournament. Originally, the Minish sage Eslo's apprentice. Okay, meeting Eslo. On his way to the Pokori's home in the Minish woods, young Link met Eslo, a man suffering from a curse. Link came to learn that Eslo had been a Minish sage and Vati had been his apprentice. When Vati put on the mage's cap made by Eslo, he gained evil powers and cursed Eslo by changing him into the shape of a cap. Ah, Vati as a simple Minish. So he was a simple Minish. This dude made a magic cap and then gave him powers. Originally the Minish sage Eslo's apprentice, Vati courted the evil within the hearts of humans and eventually fulfilled his wish of becoming an evil sorcerer. Vati believes that the light force is kept within the bound chest sealed with the Pokori blade. He takes part in the swords fighting tournament to get close to it. There it is, right there, the Minish cap. Link is always friend zoned. Well, Link didn't know Zelda at this point. He was just a little blacksmith and Zelda was the princess. Whereas in the other one, Skyward Sword, They were friends from birth, like childhood friends. Leave me alone. They should have made it a Wii game. Phantom Hourglass should have been remade as a Wii game a long time ago. The Minish Village and the Four Elements. Feeling responsible for Vati's actions, Eslo teamed up with Link and set off for the portal to the Minish Village. The Minish were so tiny they could easily fit into the palm of a grown human's hand. When Link entered the portal, he shrank down to their size and gained entry to the Minish Village in the woods. In order to break the curse on Zelda, Link needed to repair the Picori blade and use its sacred power. There were 4 elements hidden around the world that Link needed to obtain and then place on the pedestal in the elemental sanctuary to restore the sacred power to the blade. The 4 elements. The 4 swords. The 4 elements are crystalline forms of the spiritual energy that exists in the world. Fire, earth, fire, water, wind, Avenger! In order for Link to collect all 4 elements, he must utilize specific items to accomplish his goals, some of which are similar to the ones used by heroes of the past. Yeah, the Gust Jar, the Moment. I haven't played that, but I noticed that. He has a lot of the same items are like covered in games. Vati's tactics. Still on a quest to obtain the Light Force, Vati took control of the King of Hyrule and had him order his soldiers to search for the Light Force. This is like a quick recap of every game without playing the game. I like it. Vati learned from the legend of the Wind Tribe that when the 4 elements were collected and placed in the elemental sanctuary, a holy sword would be born, and the path to the Light Force would open. Knowing that Link was collecting the 4 elements, Vati waited until a time when he could take the elements from Link. Kind of like Ganon did when Link opened the door in the Temple of Time after he collected the 3 spiritual stones. The Wind Tribe. The Wind Tribe originally lived on the land. After mastering the wind, they moved their palace up into the sky, fire. They live even higher than the clouds, and the winds carry news of everything to them. The land that they left behind became known as the Wind Ruins. They can ride the wind to travel back and forth between the sky and land. It makes me want to just play this game even more. Look at that choo-choo. Look how huge it is because Link is the size of a Picori. The land of the Minish. The Picori are a tribe of tiny people. Link becomes the size of a Minish and enters their realm, a land most people would not be able to locate. Being very tiny has its disadvantages for Link. Weak goblins and enormous enemies alike stand in the way of his quest. A small puddle seems like a massive lake. For a tiny person, the dangers are many. The Elemental Sanctuary. After collecting all of the 4 elements, Link placed them on the sacred pedestal. The Picori blade became infused with sacred power and transformed into the 4 sword, which gave the wielder the ability to split into 4 identical copies of himself. There it is, the 4 sword, the 4 sword. The Picori blade became infused with sacred power into the 4 sword. Simultaneously, a door beyond the pedestal opened, revealing the legend that the Life Force dwelled within the Princess Zelda. Generation after generation. The Elemental Sanctuary. So this is Wind Waker style. The Elemental Sanctuary is a sacred place that human adults are unable to see. The entrance is located within the garden of Hyrule Castle. It holds the pedestal of the 4 elements and contains the secret of the Light Force. Hell yeah, eat them tacos, tacos, tacos. Oh my god, you lucky SOB. Well, I'll join you with a breakfast burrito, but it's no taco. I had tacos on Tuesday though. Vati's Wrath. After Vati followed Link and learned about the Light Force, he took Princess Zelda to the roof of the castle, and little by little, extracted what he could of the Light Force from her body in order to transform himself. Link stopped the ritual, but Vati was still able to use the power of the Light Force to transform into Vati's wrath. Using the power of the Force Sword, Link destroyed Vati's wrath and broke the curses on Princess Zelda and Eslo. The battle with Vati's wrath. The Mage's Cap. The battle between Link and Vati's wrath brought Hyrule Castle down around them. Damn. Eslo gave the Mage's Cap to Princess Zelda, who, with the small amount of life force left within her, made a wish to restore Hyrule to its original condition. Not long after, the door to the Minish village began to close, but before it shut, Eslo presented Link with a green cap and then returned to the Minish village. The Minish, Eslo, and Princess Zelda making a wish. The legend of Link with the green cap. The Mage's Cap was originally a gift for the humans made by a Minish named Eslo. It grants the wish of its wearer. The stronger the heart of the wearer, the greater the power the cap exhibits. Wow. Hey, J Mitch. I love the name, J Mitch 88. Welcome. I am P-Town Sody 88. So by just process of elimination, I would assume we're the same age. How you doing, bro? If you are Sprinkle Specter's bestie, welcome. Welcome to the clan. Welcome to P-Town, where us citizens of P-Town are just chilling. Right now, I'm straight reading just Zelda lore, bro. Just reading Zelda lore. I'm a big Zelda fan. I've actually been playing Zeldas on Saturdays, and that's where most people kind of trickle in from. And right now, I finished almost every Zelda game except the newer ones, which is Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So I'm going back, not on Saturdays, but during the week to replay those Zelda games, because who doesn't like a rerun, you know? But before doing that, I just wanted to get into this because I've had this in the tuck for a while, and I wanted to see what this is about. And I'm surprised, and I'm loving the fact that that people are actually enjoying me reading this. You know, it's just kind of a chill Friday. I'm trying to get Sprinkled Spectre through her work day. You know what I mean? Darth, you can't just twerk on the guy in your first convo. As soon as he walks in, it's just Darth twerking Michael Myers mask. Oh my god, I love you guys. Oh man. So we got the bestie in the chat, J Mitch. Yeah, man. Of course. Welcome. You, if any friend of Sprinkled Specters is a friend of ours. Hello, Jay. My name starts with J. We are officially one and the same. Yeah, that's as easy as that. Oh, your name starts with J? My name starts with J. Holy hell. And that beautiful man that you saw drumming along to the Zelda is Darth Tatters, our man here in the chat. You got 2 Zelda tattoos. Dope. Everyone, let's get that twerk on J Mitch. We need to get a Star Wars tour MMM going on. Oh man, I haven't touched SWTOR in a minute. Good for you, J Mitch. For real. You don't need to touch that. No, I'm just messing. Just be a jerk completely. Start thrashing on Star Wars for no reason. No, I'm just messing. Oh. Enter the delayed soundbite for the follow. I appreciate the follow, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm just chilling. I'm reading right here. Look at this is during the 4 swords. Okay, so this was Minish Cap, and then this is 4 swords again. Ooh, and we're getting into Ocarina of Time territory. My favorite Zelda is this one, the Ocarina of Time. My favorite Zelda, my introduction to Zelda. the map of Hyrule there is very reminiscent to the map of Skyward Sword here. That's the map of Skyward Sword. This is the map of Hyrule. Very reminiscent. Where you got, you know, you got the desert on the left, the forest, and the volcano on the right, on the top. Very reminiscent. It is the GOAT. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. Growing up, I only played Ocarina of Time over and over and over again. And growing up, I tried to play Majora's Mask and I just couldn't get into it. As an adult, I got into Majora's Mask and I love Majora's Mask now. Like, once you know how to play it and once you go through a guide that tells you how to play it and you play it, it's an amazing game. I played Skyward Sword for the first time because it's technically the first in lineage. We just went over that too. It's the first in like the storyline. I played that one. I played Twilight Princess for the first time. Amazing, beautiful game. I just beat that one recently. The fact that I just beat it is the reason why I'm going into... Did I play anything after that? No, that was the last one I played, huh? And that's why I'm doing Hogwarts now. I'm trying to think. No, and then Wind Waker. I just beat Wind Waker for the first time. I played Wind Waker for the first time. Beautiful game. Loved it. I'm loving the Zeldas, man. And I reserve judgment for the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Skyward Sword is awesome. The one thing with Skyward Sword that I remember was the game itself and everything was beautiful, but the bosses were kind of easy. But dude, everything was so good. I just finished. So that's what I'm doing. I have this theme that goes on, right? It's called Saturday morning cartoons. Just like how you used to wake up in Saturday mornings, you turn on your favorite cartoons. I try to kind of emulate that vibe. And I was doing Zelda themes back to back every week, you know? I finished all those games that I mentioned on Saturday mornings in a year. So now, who doesn't like a good rerun? Now I'm playing Hogwarts Legacy on Saturdays, but during the week I'm gonna be playing in order Skyward Sword, probably Minish Cap now, because it's really good. It's like I've read it and it doesn't seem like it'll take that long, and the lore is pretty good. Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker. I'm gonna be replaying all of those during the week. I'm gonna just be playing Zelda during the week. I have this thing on Monday called Rumble House, which is where I play The Sims, where I've created myself and a couple of members from the chat, and we're kind of living in this reality TV like scenario. It's pretty fun. But yeah, there really isn't too many bad Zelda games. No. You can find bad things in them, but no. Yeah. Nah, Skyward Sword was good. Majora's Mask was your first introduction, and then you're like, this is why I hate Zelda, because it's just so hard. Twilight Princess was so good when I first played it, bro. Oh my god. And I love Majora's Mask. Like the target practice ones. We don't talk about those. I haven't played Breath of the Wild or the TikTok one. I have a lot of reserved judgment for them because when I did play Breath of the Wild, I wasn't immediately sucked into it. I actually didn't really like it. Besides the fact that it looks beautiful and you can explore, to me it lacks heart, it lacks story, and they give you way too much to do at once that it can be overwhelming. Especially for someone like me who wasn't really into the gaming in the 2010s, you know? All right, let's read some of this Four Swords Adventures. Let's see what this is about. I want to get into this with you guys, with Tats, Kush, and Hardcats. So let's see what we're getting ourselves into. The seal is broken. Peace was fleeting in Hyrule. Vati, presumed dead, suddenly reappeared and terror returned to the land. Vati occupied the Palace of Winds and kidnapped every beautiful young woman in Hyrule, one by one. I don't know, Vati just kind of seems like a horny type of human trafficker. That was when the hero carrying the legend Four Sword appeared. Tapping into the sword's power, the hero's body split into four, and the combined power of the heroes was enough to defeat Vati. Vati was sealed in the Four Sword and enshrined in the elemental sanctuary. Dang, they straight just put him in there and said, "You're staying here forever." Vati, the Wind Mage. Vati, who has no memory of his life as a Picori, goes on a mindless rampage. With the ability to manipulate the wind, Vati calls himself the Wind Mage and takes over the Palace of Winds, the hero of the Four Sword. Not much is known about the origin of this hero, but it is possible that he is a descendant of the Link who defeated Vati previously. Well, I mean, come on. Of course he is. Vati is a great villain. I haven't even got into him because I decided... So when I finished Skyward Sword, chronologically, Minish Cap was next. But it was such a fall down from production because it's a Game Boy Advance game. When I started playing it just to kind of get prepared for the stream, I was like, ugh, this is going to be very slow. Now, I'll play it now because I've gone through everything, but back then I was a little more critical. I went out in search for a Wii U. I found a Wii U on Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp or one of those. I found one and it's modded. It's a modded Wii U. So I was able, this is where I'm playing this. This is why I have this. It's a modded Wii U. I got it strictly just to play Twilight Princess. And once I got it, the dude showed me how to get into it and download the games. I saw that I was able to get Wind Waker and all these other games. And so that's what I'm doing now. Yeah, so I try to give the people what they want, man. That's so I'm trying to get into it. So this is right here is basically the lore. I'm getting into the villains and everything. Rupee is the currency of India. Names like Navi and Vati are Indian sounding. They are. They actually have a lot of Indian, like Arabic connotation too. For generations, Princess Zelda and her descendants looked after the sealed Four Sword, but a day came when the seal began to weaken. When Princess Zelda went to check on the seal, it broke. Vati escaped his prison, kidnapped Zelda, and took her to the Palace of Winds. Vati kidnaps Princess Zelda to make her his bride in commemoration of his resurrection, not to obtain the Light Force. So he doesn't even know that she has the Light Force within her, which he would need, and he was just so power hungry. Look at that. Damn, they're straight jumping this fool. Come on. Do they really need all this power for this guy? This dude has a freaking bow and arrow, 2 swords. This dude bonked him in the head. Bonk. And this dude has a bomb. They're about to destroy this poor little guy. The power of the Four Sword. Link witnessed the resurrection of the evil Vati. Shortly after, a fairy appeared to Link and instructed him to draw the legendary Four Sword. As he did so, he split into 4. The Great Fairy said that they could help Link get to the Palace of Winds, but he first had to prove his courage by defeating dangerous foes and collecting rupees. Basically, Zelda's Indian, confirmed. This is true, my friend. Oh, here are the fairies, the Great Fairies. The 4 heroes, after the Links, they collected rupees from the 3 regions protected by the 3 Great Fairies and earned the titles of Little Eggs, Brave Heroes, and finally the Greatest of Heroes. The Links were given the keys to the Palace of Winds, known as Vati's Palace. After earning the keys, Vati's Palace appeared and the 4 Links set off to confront the Wind Mage. The 3 Great Fairies. The Great Fairy of Forest protects the region known as the Sea of Trees. The Great Fairy of Ice protects the Talus Cave. And the Great Fairy of Flame protects Death Mountain. Death Mountain is in almost every single Zelda game from the beginning. We read earlier, J. Mitch, that the very first thing that the creators had in mind when making a Zelda game was puzzles, dungeons. It was intentionally supposed to be a 2-player game where each player creates a dungeon for the other player to explore. But then they were like, you know what, let's make it a 1-player game. Let's make it in a dungeon underneath a mountain called Death Mountain. That was the very first concept for that. Obviously with that comes, well, what's outside of Death Mountain? And then they started making a whole story. the creator knew he wanted to call it The Legend of something, and there's an author whose wife's name is Zelda. He loved the name, thus The Legend of Zelda was born, and the lore of Hyrule and all that just emitted from that, you know? The Great Fairies. Damn your chill ass history exploration, Peter. Oh shit, I forgot it was Friday. I'm sorry, Kush, I'm sorry. This is rare for me. I'm getting hit with Zelda lore. I didn't. Well, this is why I got into it. I don't know all this Zelda lore too until I started. We started learning this today. You know, this will be up on the YouTube with the same name. If you kind of just want to go back and check it out. This is called the Historia of Hyrule. If you want to check that out, maybe they probably have it. You could probably download it online or something. It's really cool. A lot of cool concept art. This came out around the same time as the Skyward Sword game. So it was the 25th anniversary of Zelda, and which is why we learned about moist grannies too. Oh, well, there you go. You probably have this exact book. Yeah, it was in the like the creator beginning pages, you know. The four links confronted Vati in the depths of the palace. Using their combined power, the four links attacked Vati, defeated him, and rescued Princess Zelda. Vati was again sealed into the Four Sword, and the Four Sword was returned to its proper place in the pedestal. With the power of the Four Sword once again dormant, the four links merged back into a single body. Princess Zelda and the people of Hyrule again kept a strict watch over the seal. The regions protected by the Great Fairies. The regions protected by the three Great Fairies are the dense forested area called the Sea of Trees, the frozen Talus Cave, and the volcanic Death Mountain. The frozen cave reminds me of that place behind Ocarina of Time, behind Lord Jabu Jabu, that ice cave. That's what that is. At least they're moisturizing. Oh, you do have the book. Oh, so then yeah, it's the very beginning. Like, I don't know if it's the exact same book, but it's the book where he's thrusting. Yeah. Yep. And then you can do socials also. And you can do exclamation mark socials, and my socials will pop up. So now we get into our favorite game. I think most of us have confessed that this is our favorite game here. Ocarina of Time. Oh, I'm gonna love this part. Let's put some Ocarina of Time music. Just, it's fitting. Let's see here. Damn it, just when it's getting good. Here we go. Can you guys hear that? Is it very low or is it too low? I don't want it too high to where it's drowning me out. All right. Let's go. Woo! Hyrule. Kingdom in Chaos. Ocarina of Time. Gerudo Valley is the greatest piece of music. Da-da-da-dun, da-da-da-dun. Bro, it's so good, isn't it? Thank you for coming. Nah, yeah, I'm with you, bro. Let's go. We just gotta chill, relax. Oh my god, this music.
I'm about to bust.
Alright, let's go. Maracas intensifies. Exactly. The war in Hyrule raged unabated for countless eras. In the midst of the confusion, a lone woman fled the fires of war, babe in arms, and escaped to the Forbidden Forest. She entrusted her child to the spirit of Kokiri Forest, the Deku Tree. The Deku Tree, sensing that the infant's destiny was intertwined with Hyrule's future, took the child in. Once the child's mother had breathed her last, the babe was raised as a Kokiri. This boy would later become Link, the hero. Is this just the same? Let me see. Hold on. Ryan C. Piano. This guy has some good music. Here we go. Let's get this guy on. All the Zelda music. You know what? That's another thing I have gripes with Breath of the Wild. It has no music, bro. None. So she died. She left young Link with the Kokiri at the Kokiri forest with the Deku Tree. The fighting was eventually quelled by the King of Hyrule, and the entire land was unified under his kingdom. So there was a big battle going on. A mother escaped with the baby, and then she died. The baby was raised in those 7 years of peace. Forbidden Forest. This is the name given to the Kokiri Forest and the Lost Woods by the humans living outside its leafy borders. Adults lost among the trees turn into Stalfos, while children turn into Skull Kids. Both are doomed to wander the woods. I didn't know about the Stalfos. I knew about the Skull Kid, the lost kids. So when you get lost, that's what you turn into. Wow. See? That's why I like these little things, like these lores. A brief tranquility. Yeah, 7 years. It's sad. The Skull Kid. Oh, and that's what makes Majora's Mask hit that much harder. Like, it's just a Skull Kid. Exactly like Anakin's mom. But picture Anakin's mom fleeing away from the Order and then meeting up with, like, Obi-Wan and being like, please raise him. And then they raise him as their own. And then, you know, Qui-Gon Gingu dies. And then Link has to become, Luke has to become, yes, exactly like that. Shmi Skywalker has a name, but yes. The brief tranquility. The scars of war faded from Hyrule, and it seemed that at last the world was at peace. Ganondorf, leader of the Gerudo, the people of the desert, once again swore fealty to the king of Hyrule. However, Ganondorf's true aim was the Triforce, said to lie somewhere within the kingdom. Seeking the 3 spiritual stones necessary to open the gateway to the sacred realm, he carried out his plots in secret in every corner of the land. So he was just a double agent at that point. Uh-oh. Come here, kiddos. I love you. Have a good time at Grandpa's. Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Come here, over here. Sit up. These are the kiddos. Say bye. Look over there. Daddy's phone. Yep. Say bye.
Bye.
All right.
Say bye.
You come here. 1, 2, 3. Say bye.
Bye.
All right, you guys have fun. Okay. Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Peace. This is funny kid, bro. Hyrule Castle is located within Hyrule Field, which lies at the center of the kingdom. To the northeast, Death Mountain erupts continuously. To the east is the forest. To the south, Lake Hylia. The west is home to Gerudo Desert. The terrain doesn't differ much from the era of the sky. That's what I was just saying. Kind of BS is Shmi. A stupid fucking name. Shmi, Shmibly. Hey. Oh. Okay, those chosen by the Triforce. The prophetic dream of the Divine Princess. Oh, so this is the dream that Zelda had. When she was little, Princess Zelda of Hyrule was chosen by the gods to wield the divine power. Sure was. One day, the destiny of Hyrule was revealed to the princess in a dream. Ganondorf sought the Triforce that rested in the sacred realm and was liable to destroy the world. This music is on piano on YouTube by 2 different people. One called Ryan Z Piano Guy and another one's called Eric C Piano Guy. They do medleys of different games, but I love their Zelda piano. This is all Zelda, and then they show you how their hands and everything. It's so good. Princess Zelda knew the truth, but her father, the king of Hyrule, didn't believe what the prophecy had foretold. Princess Zelda and her companion Impa took it upon themselves to keep a close eye on Ganondorf during his visit to the castle. Prophecy in a dream. From the farthest reaches of the desert came a man who shrouded the kingdom of Hyrule beneath dark clouds. Out of the darkness, the light of salvation appeared in the shape of a boy led by a fairy, Impa, Princess Zelda's attendant, one of the last surviving members of the Sheikah. God damn! Who have served the royal family since ancient tribes. The boy led by the fairy. In the midst of these events, Princess Zelda received a visitor from Kokiri Forest, a young boy led by a fairy. Link had obtained one of the 3 spiritual stones that served as the key to opening the sacred realm. Princess Zelda, a strong believer in the dream's prophecy, realized that she needed to locate the sacred realm before Ganondorf did, and used the power of the Triforce to bring about his downfall. She entrusted Link with the task of finding the 2 remaining spiritual stones. Look at that, Princess Zelda and Link, the boy from the forest. Navi, the fairy, was sent by the Deku Tree to serve as Link's guide. She partners with Link, aiding him on his adventure. Link's travels in the Kokiri tribe. Yep. Each member of the Kokiri tribe possesses his or her own fairy partner. Though they never grew up, it is said that they will die upon leaving the forest. Facts. Because Link was Hylian by birth, he did not have his own fairy. However, on the fateful day Link set out on his journey, the Deku Tree sent Navi the fairy to his side. The green clothes Link wears are characteristics of the Kokiri. My question that I think immediately when I hear that is why doesn't Navi have a person? Maybe her person died? Maybe Navi was maybe an ancestor of a Kokiri that died and maybe tried to escape and ended up dying, and so Navi's just a random fairy that's without a person? Ever think of that one, guys? I don't know. Kush, love you, brother. I'll be seeing you shortly, man. Yeah, bro. Hey, Kush, before you leave, Kush, before you leave, Kush, wait. God damn. All right. Go stream, Kush, go stream. Not too long. You guys be good, man. Bro, I'm telling you, this dude's so good with his medleys. Ganondorf's Rebellion. That's Zora. While Link collected the 3 spiritual stones, Ganondorf launched an attack on Hyrule Castle. This extreme measure was an attempt to steal the Ocarina of Time, a treasure of the sacred realm under the protection of the royal family. With the help of Impa, Princess Zelda escaped from the castle. Spotting Link, the princess tossed him the ocarina, praying that he would protect the Triforce. The Ocarina of Time, protected by the royal family. The Ocarina of Time is one of the keys to the sacred realm. It can play songs capable of manipulating both time and space. Its blue-white radiance brings to mind the time shift stones found in the eras of antiquity. Wow, yeah, the time shift stones from Skyward Sword have the same color. I love that they take those details and implement them. Look at Ganondorf before Link. Woo! Have you seen where this lady has gone? Princess Roto, yeah, Ruto. Take it right into Ruto. Yeah, take it right into Ruto. That's exactly what it is. The door of time is opened. Link restored the 3 spiritual stones to their places in the Temple of Time and opened the door of time by playing the ocarina. The legendary Master Sword that lay behind the door served as the final key to this sacred realm. Ganondorf, apprised of Link's movements, invaded the sacred realm to lay his hands on the Triforce. However, only the Triforce of Power remained, as the Triforce of Wisdom and Courage had scattered, seeking those with the ability to wield them. Link draws the Master Sword. So dope. The Master Sword, a sacred blade that cannot be touched by the wicked. It harbors the power to eradicate evil. The sword can only be drawn by one who is worthy of the title Hero of Time. Link proves his power, wisdom, and courage by obtaining the 3 spiritual stones. Go for a root. Alright. There are 3 spiritual stones, each representing one of the 3 elements: forest, fire, and water. The first is the Kokiri's Emerald, guarded by the Deku Tree. The second is the Goron's Ruby, guarded by the Goron tribe. The third is the Zora Sapphire, guarded by the Zora. In order to obtain the stones, Ganondorf placed a curse on the Deku Tree and Jabu Jabu, the guardian deities of forest and water, and threatened the Goron tribe. Was happening, handsome? I was in the areas. Decided to swing by like a girl who's curious. Really furious. It's furious. The furious. Oh, tell you better than what you are. I'm the bar measuring rod. What up, Crafty? 1/5 of the Rumble House is in the building. Let's go. The shape of each spiritual stone resembles its symbol. Bro, I started off with the intent to play a game, and I have this literature on the Wii U called The History of Hyrule. I decided to kind of just read up on it before going into the game, and then I just got lost in it. So I'm going for a couple more minutes, and then we'll raid into Kush. Let's laugh at him. Yeah, look at that. Jabu Jabu. The spiritual stones of fire and water and the tribal symbols of each. Oh yeah, the tribal symbols of each. I didn't notice that the symbol was on the shield, on the bracelet, on the crest. That's crazy. That's Din, Nehru, and Furore. Wow. The more you know. All that is like engulfed in everything, the imagery. I didn't know that. Jabu the Thicky, Lord Jabu. Dark clouds begin to enshroud Hyrule. The sacred realm is a mirror that reflects the hearts of those who set foot in it. An evil heart will turn the realm into a living hell. A pure heart will transform it into paradise. Using the Triforce of Power, Ganondorf became the Demon King. The sacred realm was distorted into a nightmarish world where demons ran amok. Hyrule Castle and Castle Town fell under Ganondorf's control, and the survivors fled to Kakariko Village. Oh yeah, also in Twilight Princess we realized that everyone there is on meth and crack. Kakariko Village, a secret ancestral village founded by the Sheikah tribe. Princess Zelda's attendant Impa was raised here. The graveyard behind the village contains the royal family's tomb where Hyrule's bloodstained history of ceaseless conflict is written. No, this is the history of Hyrule. So it was released during the 25th anniversary of the game. Of like, let me see, let me see. Oh. Look, it's just a book about everything from the beginning of the history of Hyrule to where like it was up until Skyward Sword came out. Look, they gave a history, a timeline of everything. It's been really fun to like just go through, and then they kind of go through the timeline of the games in order. So that's why right now I'm over here. The graveyard behind the village contains the royal family's tomb where Hyrule's bloodstained history of ceaseless conflict is written. She needs to be cleansed by Link. It's such a fun book. Those people are real fun at parties, you know, Mitch? They're the type of people that are like, actually, if that were possible. Like, dude, just someone created this for you to enjoy. Enjoy it. You can't just make up your own lore off of someone else's creation. They're giving it to us, so we just take it for what it is. Meanwhile, despite the fact that Link was worthy of drawing the Master Sword, his youthful body made him unfit to serve as the hero of time. Accordingly, the Master Sword sealed Link within the sacred realm. Damn, so it was like, you're worthy, but you're a little weak kid. Stay here till you're a buff adult. Within the Temple of Light, the cornerstone of the sacred realm, the ancient sage Rauru watched over Link in a small area. I love the Song of Healing, called the Chamber of Sages. Link, guarded by Rauru, slept for 7 long years. Princess Zelda had no choice but to wait for the seal on Link to be broken. In order to escape the Demon King's pursuit, she went into hiding by disguising herself as a boy of the Sheikah tribe and adopting the name Sheik. The sage who created the Temple of Time in eras long past, before Link drew the Master Sword. I'm pretty sure they got this from like Mulan. This idea was like is very Mulanish. Rauru took on the form of an unusual bird named Keopora Geobora, watching over the boy as he... That was Rauru? The sage who created the Temple of Time in eras long past. Before Link drew the Master Sword, Rauru took on the form of an unusual bird named Keopora Geobora, watching over the boy as he progressed in his adventure. I didn't know that was him. I didn't know that was Rauru. That's crazy. Hylian in this era. Oh, they even have their own alphabet that they made. This Hylian syllabary is characterized by its wedge-like shapes. It is possible to decipher the Hylian characters using the chart on the right by matching them to their Japanese equivalents. A sign reading Kakarikamura, meaning Kakariko village in Japan. Gayaboris? Keopora Gayabora. It's a tongue twister for you. Wow, Kakariko village. The hero awakens. Wielding the Master Sword in his left hand and carrying the Hylian shield in his right, Link returned as an adult. When Princess Zelda played her harp, she imparted her wisdom to Link. She instructed the hero to break the curse on each of the 5 temples and awaken the sages within. Sheik's harp. Playing her harp, Princess Zelda teaches Link special songs that guide him to the temples. The Hylian shield. So dope, the Hylian shield, right? An indestructible shield decorated with the same design that was favored in the era of the goddess Hylia. It is strong enough to withstand fire and cannot be broken. The actions of the hero of time. Bro, such an iconic fit. So good. Link, the hero of time, spurred his horse across the land and traveled through time, breaking each temple's curse. Receiving medallions from the awakened sages, he gradually added their power to his own. A battle with Volvagia inside the fire temple. Link gallops across fields. The sages' medallions. Medallions imbued power. Oh, did this die finally? What happened there? Just disconnected for no reason? With each medallion he obtains, the hero of time attains even greater power. Oh, look at Malin. And this is basically Mario and Luigi right there. Talon and Ingo. Link and Epona. Link's beloved horse Epona and Long Long Ranch. The iconic duo right there. In Hyrule Field sits Long Long Ranch. It is run by its lazy owner Talon, his daughter Malin, who enjoys singing, and their ranch hand Ingo. Ever since Link was young, he has had a special affinity with the horse called Epona. In the adult era, Ingo falls under the control of an evil mind and forcefully takes over the ranch from its owners. However, Link manages to win Epona from him in a successful wager. The 6 sages are restored. Rauru was the Sage of Light, who had continued his vigil over the sacred realm since time immemorial. Soraya of the Kokiri tribe was the Sage of the Forest. Darunia of the Goron tribe was the Sage of Fire. Princess Rutu of the Zora tribe was the Sage of Water. Impa, Zelda's attendant, was the Sage of Shadow. Noburu, the chivalrous thief, was the Sage of Spirit. At last, all 6 sages have been restored. God damn. Rutu and Noburu. I want to go for Rutu and your Noburu. The only Kokiri who really understands Link, Soraya, the forest sage. She sees the truth, realizing that he is not a member of the Kokiri tribe. Soraya used to sit in the depths of the forest playing her ocarina. Her special spot was actually the entrance to the forest temple. Mommy. That's what I'm saying. Noburu is woo. Dorunia, the fire sage, the leader of the Goron tribe. He has a fiery personality. Impressed by Link's courage, he names his son after the hero. Rudu, the water sage, princess of the Zora tribe. She was aided by Link in the child era and Sheik in the adult era, eventually awakening as a sage. Noburu, the spirit sage, a chivalrous thief of the Gerudo tribe. Because she opposes Ganondorf, she is brainwashed by his surrogate mothers, the pair called Twin Rova. Oh my god, that's right, Twin Rova after combining.
I'm about to bust.
Even the old grannies can get it. Reunion with Zelda. Princess Zelda was the leader of the sages in the 7th sage. She bore the Triforce of Wisdom on her hand. Once the right moment had arrived, Sheik revealed his true identity to Link, confessing that he was actually Princess Zelda. The princess intended to draw Ganondorf into the abyss, whose seal had not been rent open by the 6 sages. She would then use her own power to close it off from the outside world. In order to do this, however, Princess Zelda would need the might of the Link, the hero. Aw, look at little princess right here, the Gorons. Gorons, the people of fire, and Zora, the people of water. The Goron tribe, who guarded the spiritual stone of fire, is a group of rock eaters that make their home on Death Mountain. In this era, their leader is Darunia, the Zora tribe, who protect the spiritual stone of water, live in Zora's domain, located at the headwaters of Zora's river. The tribe was unified by a ruler known as King Zora. The king Link meets in his era is known as Zora the Bon 16. His daughter is Princess Ruto. Wow. So fire. Alright, so we're gonna do these last 2 pages and then I'm gonna end it at Ocarina of Time. It's perfect because this is where the split happens, right? Alright, the decisive battle with Ganondorf. Ganondorf, who had placed Link under surveillance, kidnapped Princess Zelda and brought her to his castle. He attempted to lure Link there also, seeking the final piece of Triforce. The Triforce of Power possessed 1:30, babe. Don't trip. We'll leave right now. I'm almost done. Jesus Christ, can't do nothing. She's just very. She's the power of wisdom. She's the goddess reincarnate. That's why. She is the goddess Hylian reincarnate. Ganondorf, who had placed Link under surveillance, kidnapped Princess Zelda and brought her to his castle. He attempted to lure Link there also, seeking the final piece of the Triforce. The Triforce of Power possessed by Ganondorf, the Triforce of Wisdom borne by Princess Zelda, and the Triforce of Courage that dwelt within Link. Once the 3 pieces were united, they would resonate together. At last, the time had come for the battle with Ganondorf. If the hero of time is defeated, a different timeline will unfold. Turn to page 92. You can do nothing. Like George Lopez. Link was victorious in his one-on-one battle with Ganondorf. However, the thief used the last of his power to transform into a demonic evil beast. The Demon King Ganon cornered Link and Princess Zelda. Yep. That would look dope too. Big ass boar. Ganon's castle. The castle that once belonged to Hyrule's royal family is occupied by Ganondorf, who transforms it into a sinister fortress. Though it is protected by a complex barrier, Link, wielding the power of the sages, advances to the highest floor where Ganon lies in wait, playing the organ. Though Ganon is also a name for Ganondorf, here it refers to the beast-like form adopted by the thief following his transformation. The Demon King resembles a giant boar. The Gerudo tribe, the people of the desert, a group of thieves that inhabit the Gerudo desert. The tribe bears only female children who occasionally wander into Hyrule to search for boyfriends. Their customs decree that a male child born to the tribe once every 100 years will be crowned their king. Ganondorf was raised by Kotake and Kume, a pair of twin witches called Twin Rova. Twin Rova worship Ganondorf as the Demon King. It could be said that the sisters, who have lived for over 400 years, rule the tribe from behind the scenes.
Wow, the Gerudo alphabet. Kotaki and Kume. The Link the hero is victorious. Following the fierce battle, Princess Zelda entrapped Ganon with waves of light, and Link delivered the finishing blow. The 6 sages completed the task by imprisoning the beast in a sealed void that had been rent in the sacred realm. Ganon, having lost the battle, is sealed away along with the Triforce of Power. Though he has regained his human form, Ganondorf's intense animosity toward Princess Zelda, Link, and the sages will bring out disaster and eras to come. Hyrule at peace. A large crowd gathers in Long Long Ranch to celebrate. In Kokiri Forest, the Deku Tree sprout takes a root, and the world begins to return to a state of purity. Peace returns to Hyrule. Thus, the curtain fell on the battle for Hyrule. 7 years earlier, Princess Zelda had mistakenly allowed Ganondorf to enter the sacred realm in her attempt to maintain control over the holy domain. In order to right her wrongs, she played the ocarina, returning Link to his original era and allowing him to regain the 7 years that had passed while he remained sealed. Peace had been restored to the land of Hyrule, but its return marked the parting of Link and Princess Zelda. A cynical tale arose from an ancient battle. The life of the time traveling hero caused the chain of history to branch off in multiple directions. From this point onward, the chronology of Hyrule diverges dramatically. This marks the end of the Legend of the Gods and the Hero of Time. For the timeline that unfolds following the Hero of Time's return to the Child Era, please turn to page 110. For the timeline that unfolds following the Hero of Time's departure from the Adult Era, please turn to 122. Wow. How awesome is that, guys? How awesome was that? And this is where it splits, you know? Listen to this grandiose. Thank you guys so much for just being here and hanging out with me. I know all I did was read, but I can't believe how much fun I had doing that, you know? Oh man, I love you guys, man. I love you guys. Thank you, J. Mitch. Welcome, brother. Thank you. Welcome. You are welcome here anytime. Come through, say hi whenever you see us live. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to raid our pal Kush, who was in here earlier, who was telling Darth not to twerk on you right away. And maybe you'll start seeing the little community that Sprinkle Spectre has kind of found for herself. And maybe it can be one for you too, man. You know, I'm kind of a variety streamer. I do Zelda, I do the Hogwarts right now. My big thing is Zelda. We got Hardcats, who is just an amazing, charismatic person. He plays all kinds of different games all the time. You'd never know what he's going to play, but whenever you tune in with him, you're going to laugh your ass off and you're going to, you know, just have a good time. The homie Kush, he's the type to play games and really enjoy playing the game. So if you want to just see someone really enjoy playing a game that you like, that's someone to watch. And our man Darth Tatter is the real talent. He's the one that actually drums, and you can go onto his stream, suggest any song that you want, and he'll drum along to that song, even if it's something like the Kokiri Forest or, you know, I Will Walk 1,000 Miles, whatever it is. But for now, we're going to raid our boy Kush, and you know, I appreciate you being here, man. I hope that you give Kush at least a minute or two of your time just to see what he's about before going off and doing what you got to do this beautiful Saturday. And yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed the little lore behind it all. Before I leave, I'm going to play my theme song. I hope you like that too. And then we'll go from there. Okay? Sound good? All right, you guys. Let's see. Marvel Rivals Radio. All right, let's start the raid here, and we have about what's that? Couple. Let me see. Got about 7 or 8 of us in here hanging out. All right, we got about a minute, which leaves us with the perfect amount of time for the P-Town theme song. Love you guys. Thank you guys for everything. You can stay tuned. It'll automatically go to Kush's channel. And I just wanted to play my theme song while I'm out. Peace.
P-Town, 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 P-Town.
Welcome to the P-Town, 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 P-Town. We get down, get down, get down, get down, get down. Welcome to the P-Town, 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 P-Town. We get down, get down, get down, get down, get down.
P-Town, 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 P-Town.
Hit up off your butt and hit the follow. Like, subscribe, like, subscribe, like, subscribe.
P-Town, 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 P-Town.
Welcome to the P-Town, 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 P-Town. We get down, get down, get down, get down, get down. Welcome to the P-Town, 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 P-Town. We get down, get down, get down, get down, get down. Like, subscribe, like, subscribe, like, subscribe, like, subscribe, like, subscribe, like, subscribe.
P-Town, P-Town.